Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Yeah.
First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai,
Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Makakadash.
Makakadash.
Double honors to the apostles,
Double
elders, and great
honors.
millstone. Blessings to the hopeful and sincere elect. We're in the time of the end, man. The day of the Lord hasteneth greatly and is near. The day of wasteness and gloominess. The day of desolation and destruction, man. Let's start off with that.
Yeah.
Is that Zechariah or Zephaniah 1 and 14? Because everything on the news right now is what? The volume or vibration of war.
Yeah.
The war drums are beating, man. We've been saying it for weeks on end. We've been saying it for years, starting from the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, that there's a certain time on the earth for everything, man. According to Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, there's a time for love and there's a time for peace, and there's also a time for war. It just so happens that we're in the spirit and the vibration of pure, utter chaos and war in the earth right now, man. Even to the point where Edomites are coming out saying that, this war of Armageddon's biblical.
Yeah.
They're trying to quote scriptures now.
Yeah.
When back in the day, they would never even quote a scripture, even aligning World War to the scriptures and biblical, war of Armageddon. They would never associate war with anything to do with the Bible. Now all of a sudden, they're saying that DJ Trump's been anointed by so-called Jesus the Christ, which is the true name in the Hebrews, Yahweh Shai, the Mashiach, who they English call JC. He's been anointed, and he has been anointed, basically he's been chosen to bring forth the war of Armageddon. And it's true, because he's the guy that's going to lead America into that third world war, man. You can see it. It's plain as day. I don't see no other president coming in the timeline in the next election. I don't think there's even going to be another election, because Trump's always saying this is going to be the last election. He's going to be the last president of the Americas, and there's not going to be another election. And even if there is, he's probably going to, find some way to override it and stay in office, man, because he's the last Trump. He's going to be part of the last trumpet, the 7th trumpet that's blown when the nukes are going off in America. He's that guy, man. He's the cruel Lord. He's the guy that the Lord has anointed. He's chosen him, basically. Not like he blessed him and put oil on his head, but he's been chosen. He talks about that in Ezekiel. We'll get that as well. He talks about the anointed cherub, the evil cherub, the wicked cherub. That's Esau, Edom. So he is anointed. Yeah, he's been chosen to do a particular job, just like everyone else. Everyone has their lots in this life. So let's start off with Zechariah.
Yeah, Zephaniah. So this is
1:14.
Zephaniah 1 and 14. The great day of the Lord, Yahweh, is near.
Yep.
It is near and hasteth greatly.
Yeah, hasteth greatly, meaning it's coming closer and closer to that time. But like we read in Matthew 24 and verse 3, I think it was last week, the end is not yet. Why? Because there's still 2 large major prophecies to take place. Jacob's trouble, which entails the hour of temptation, and the mark of the beast, which is the hour of temptation. Then World War III will take place fully. But not until then, not until then, because the Lord has to deals deals with everything in order.
That's right. It says, even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
Yeah, it's going to be a time of pains in the earth, man. Even when it says in Jeremiah 49 and 22, one of my favorite precepts, it says the Lord's going to fly into Egypt as an eagle with wings, talking about the chariots that he's going to be flying in formation with when he comes to take this devil off his throne. And it says the Edomites, the mighty men of Esau and Edom are going to be in pangs, man. They're going to be in pains. They're going to be shitting themselves, man, but yet does fight. Because the Lord's going to put that spirit on Esau and harden Pharaoh's heart, which is Esau. Trump is going to harden his heart to yet does fight, so he can destroy them vehemently, man. To totally obliterate them and their armies. We're coming into that time, man. The Third World War entails what? The War of Armageddon, and also that intergalactic war, the war in heaven between Yahweh Shai and the angels, with the angels against Esau and NATO and his troops, man, and his armies. That war has to take place too. And then the salvation of the elect, man. So there's so much things still left on the clock. But we're at the door, man. We're here now. We can't go back, as we've been saying. You can't turn back the hands of time, man. You can't go back in the past. You can only proceed forward, man. Now Esau's dropping bombs all over the place. They're saying that there was a video of servicing of them blowing up some Iranian underground station. I think they said that had ballistic missiles in there, or whatever, and they blew it up and all that. But that's not all the weaponry that Iran's got. They're still dealing with their lesser machinery, their old stock. They said they didn't even touch the new stock yet. They're still dealing with the old devices, man. So they're gonna draw that out when the time needs, man. They got laser beam like Esau's got that laser beam technology as well. They got DWs.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get real fucking destructive out here, man, very soon. But the Lord's just gonna, let them carry on, let it escalate, de-escalate a little bit. But not until the mark of the beast is fully fulfilled and made mandatory around the four winds of the earth. Then after that, that's when all hell is really literally gonna break loose. Like nuclear war like never seen before, man. Bombs going off, earth shaking, really earth shaketh and all that. It's gonna get serious, go ahead, dog.
It says here, continuing on in Zephaniah 1 and 15 actually.
Yeah.
That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be so dark. It'll be like a bright day like today, and then all of a sudden the smoke from is just gonna block out the sun, man. The nuclear soot, the nuclear radiation, and all of that. It's just gonna block out the sun. It's gonna be totally it's gonna be like day and night within minutes, man. And all of a sudden, the arrows are gonna block out the sun, meaning the ICBM missiles, the glittering swords, and then Yahweh Shai is also gonna block out the sun with his chariots, man. And this place is gonna be on fire even before the Lord comes back. That's why he says, "What will I? If the fire be already kindled, man." Because this place is literally gonna be on fire in that cauldron of war when Yahweh Shai returns. So he's gonna be even more angry and more vehement to jump in. He's gonna want to let loose basically. After seeing this place getting torn down, he's gonna want to get his piece as well. So it's beautiful that we're living in the best time in history, man. It's a beautiful time to be alive, man. I did a video on that the other day. These devils struck down the video, man. They don't like Apostle Tahar said. Or the Tahar was saying they did the same thing to him. They just gave him a warning, but they took the video down. But they said, if you do another one, then they're gonna give you a strike and all that. So he just gave you a warning, but they took the video down, man. And it was a good video, man. I like the video, but they tried to say it's misinformation. You saw bitching and all that, man. But what else are you gonna say? What else is there? Everything's been, we're reporting on is being confessed on the news anyway.
Exactly.
So if I'm saying it, if they're saying it on the news, that means it's misinformation on their part too. But they're allowed to say what they want. They ain't getting no restrictions and censorships and all of that. Because what we're reporting is what we get from articles and news proceedings off the fucking news, man. We're just like spiritual forecasters, man. We're like spiritual weathermen. We're just reporting on what we see too. And we get the articles from your websites and your fucking Google and all of your databases, and report on what you devils have analysed, man, and what we can see, and filter it through the scriptures, man. That's why we know we're in the time of the war, Armageddon, mountain of the troops, because you got all these troops gathering over there to go over there to the Middle East, and it's only going to escalate, man. We're in the beginning stages of World War III. It's not totally deep hotbed war yet, but it's getting there, because all these countries are getting drug into it now. You got Turkey getting drug into it. You got Qatar, all these different countries. Now Korea saying if they got citizens over there, and if anyone gets harmed,
then
Kim Jong said he's on site with it. He's on all smoke. So all these nations are one way or another. They're gonna get involved in this situation that's going on in the Levant, Middle East. Because it's going to be a world nuclear war.
And then obviously the chief of them being Russia as well.
Yeah, Russia ain't even started yet.
Yeah.
Russia, China, they ain't even got started yet, man. They're biding their time. Everyone's sitting back because they just want to see. They want to see what America does. We want to keep seeing America put their foot in their mouth until they run out of ammo, so to speak, or they get lesser, weaker by the draft picks and all that, because there's going to be a major draft too. You stupid YN niggas, you Chicago banging, got switcher type niggas, you're going to get drafted, man. The brother did the video and he said, he gave the list of all the YNs and the YNBs that are going to be drafted. you know, between the ages of 18 and 24. Then they said if you're 29, you can still get drafted. If you're an employee or whatever, you're a single parent, you're still going to get drafted. The only people that ain't going to be drafted is if you've got some type of ailment, some life terminal illnesses, diabetes and all of that. Then obviously you're not viable, you're not fit because of the training and all of that. You're not fit to go into the army. So unless you're like got disabilities and stuff of that nature, healthcare situations, they're the only ones that's really not going to be able to go. And obviously people of old age, they're the ones that are not going there. But if you're already in the army, they're going to send you back out there. Like a bitch was saying that in the article. She said she was supposed to come off. Now they're just redeploying her to Iran. And she never expected it. But that's your stupid ass, that's your dumb ass fault for thinking you could be like a man and join the fucking white man's army. Now he's going to throw your ass out there in the front lines and you ain't coming back to the homeland. You ain't coming back to America or the UK, Great Britain. You're going to stay over there and die over there, man. Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes from the top, free from the top. To everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up.
Yeah, and the time to break down is now. The Lord is breaking down the society, economically, spiritually, physically. He's breaking the Esau system, his beast system, he's breaking it down, man. From within, internally and externally, man. To the point where their own council is going to throw them down. Because Esau is unstable in all these ways, man. He's like a double-minded man, you know. He says one thing but does the total opposite. They're a bunch of hypocrites, man. He's that evil troll. They're full of hypocrisy. Because this guy Trump said that the whole election, he was going to bring forth peace. He was going to stop the wars within 24 hours. But he's caused nothing but chaos and started many more wars than in American history, man. He's like the worst American president that's ever been in American history.
Yeah, he bombed 7 countries last year alone, like more than like all of his predecessors, and he was supposed to be the president of peace, allegedly.
Yeah, and this morning he was talking shit about the 32, what is it, the 32 sites or whatever they bombed in Iran. He was bragging and boasting, and he like even like brothers were saying, his pomp has changed, like his character, his voice, his demeanor is that much more. He's getting a bit more boasty now. He's not just talking proud and laughing about it. He's like, his tone of voice is changing now. It's like he's using a deeper tone in his voice.
Exactly, yeah,
I noticed that today, like he's just talking like, yeah, you know, like he's not laughing and joking. Like he usually is all jovially and all that, making fun, like it's nothing serious, it's light. Now his tone of voice is changing, like to say he's a war general, like, you know, this guy's a character anyway. He's just playing a suit, man. But yet and still, he's doing his job, man. He's bringing America to the brink of destruction, man. You can blame America's demise on this one guy alone, because he's just doing the workings of his father, the devil, which is the wicked elite. But this one guy alone has caused so much chaos and destabilization.
Yeah, man. He's destabilizing a lot of governments. He's destabilizing pretty much the entire world economy. Because of this guy, like brothers just put it in the chat, the cost of oil and gas is exponentially shot up here in the UK. Like, everyone's going to feel it, man.
And what did he say?
Yeah.
If it rises, it rises.
Yeah.
He's taking the piss.
Yeah.
He said he did, basically saying he don't care.
Yeah, no, of course.
If the price goes up, it rises. You know, that's what he said.
Yeah, man, because at the end of the day, like, whether you're ignorant to the facts or not, these small America is a large experiment, man. They look at you Goyim as basically people to be fucked with anyway. They don't give a fuck what happens to America. Ultimately, they know America's gonna be destroyed, and they're still forwarding on with their plan, which shows they don't give a fuck about none of you, man. But and again, it also shows, like, pursuant, and I might as well read it, it's blow the dust off it. Job 9:24, the earth being given into the hand of the wicked, because this war in Iran is a perfect example of that, because Israel come knocking on Trump's door with the blackmail of, yo, we're gonna let out these we're gonna let out the
Epsteins and
the Epsteins. Oh, you gotta get in line. And he led America straight into war, because he ain't
he ain't trying to get really got more criminalizations on his name. Because he's already a criminal. He's only like the first president that's been criminalized, I think.
Yeah, first one with a criminal record.
Trying to impeach him a long time ago as well, and they're probably going to try to impeach him again. So his own army's turning against him, the American army. We've got the situation with the Marine, them breaking his arm and shit.
Yeah.
You know, so their own fucking military is turning against Trump, man. Because they know they're fighting an illegal war. It's unjustifiable what they're doing, and it's on the behalf of these Israeli gutter rats, man. That's why they're involved in the first place. Because, you know, guys like Trump, they're all part of the compromise. They bought and paid for it, man. They've got too much dirty laundry, man. Literally, dirty laundry. Skeletons in their closet, man.
That's right.
So that's why they have to jump ship and do what they, you know. Israel says jumping, Trump has to say how high.
Yeah.
Basically, he has to do what he's told. He can't disobey their orders. Otherwise, they're gonna let out the Mossad files, man.
That's
You know?
it. This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Yeah, if it's not Esau Edom that's caused all this chaos and he's the ultimate devil, deceiver, manipulator of the earth, who else is it, man? Who else has gone around the whole earth colonizing, changing up the names of the lands and stealing other people's resources and starting all these damn wars and blaming it on other people? You know? It's Esau. So-called white man, man. Because he's unstable in all these ways, man. He's the seed of the wicked. That's what he was made to do. Be deceitful and manipulative and just destructive. He's known as the son of perdition. The son of destruction, man. Anywhere he goes, he leaves a trail of destruction. It's just innate in him. He's like Dennis the Menace, man.
Yeah,
He's a spoilt brat. And he's been given all this power, so he's just gone to his head. Now he's abusing, he's mismanaging the earth, he's abusing the power that he's been given. That's why I was going into that, the Ezekiel 28, the evil cherub. Because he's been anointed by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to rule the earth in this time, present time, because he's the last heathen nation. Esau's the end of the world. So this is the last heathen nation to rule upon the earth. And it just so happens to be the Edomites, before the kingdom's translated to the real Israelites, being the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Started with the elect. Power is going to be translated, man. You know, transmitted from one wicked seed to the righteous seed. And that's how it's going to go, man. So the Lord is totally dismantling this devil's empire, man. You know, he's just making a spectacle of this devil, revealing the horns. He's making bare the thigh. He's showing his evil traits, you know, his shameful spewing. And then he's going to drop the gavel in his ass, and that judgment's going to proceed. Where these devils are going into slavery for 1,000 years, man. And then they're going to be exterminated, man. That's their punishment.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, huh?
This is the book of Luke 8:17, and it reads, For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad.
Yeah, and even in the 2 Thessalonians it said what? That the Son of Man, Son of Perdition, you know, he would be revealed in these last days, man, in this time. So that's why we know who Esau Edom is today. 2,000 years ago, we didn't know nothing about, you know, who Esau Edom was, even though he was amongst them as the Romans. We didn't know that was the actual seed of the wicked, you know, and they had to play their part in these last days. That knowledge was sealed until the time of the reawakening, man. From you know, basically the mid-60s to the early 70s, and the high priest Abivans, man, who the Lord raised up, which is Elijah and John the Baptist in the reincarnation, and that's how the valley of the dry bones started to resurface, and we started to get this truth back. That's when the seals was open, basically. Revelations, the 5th chapter. During the 70s, that's when the seals was broken.
Yeah.
And we got this truth back again. You know, the mysteries of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but it's only given to his servants, the prophets, man, not to everyone that just tries to open the Bible and think they can read it and interpret it, man. Because you had this guy, Captain Cesaria, going back and forth with this Islamist, and he's saying there's all these bare contradictions in the Bible. You know, in one part it says regarding Saul's death, it says Saul fell upon his own sword, but then in another chapter it says the Philistines killed him, and then in another chapter it says that Amalekite killed him. Who killed Saul? So he's trying to say it's the contradiction, because he doesn't understand. You got to have spiritual discernment, man. You got to be able to extrapolate things from the Bible to fully understand it, which you ain't gonna have because you're a fucking heathen, man. The Lord ain't gonna give you those mysteries, man. He's trying to say, and he actually read the precept where it says about regarding the Amalekite, where it said because of your mouth, you spoke, your own mouth condemned you. That's why your ass got put to death. That's what David said. He tried to say that doesn't mean he's lying. That doesn't mean he's lied. That doesn't mean that he does that. It means that he knew what he did. But David was saying because he knew what he did, that's why he died. He didn't say it because he lied. You're just adding that to the scriptures. You know. You know how these Islamists do. You're just adding. You're just
Bro, that man believe fucking Muhammad jumped on a horse and cut the moon in half, bro. I'm trying to
Still.
listen to no one like that.
still flying around the moon today with Pegasus and all that.
can't
That's what
believe
these men are celebrating is Ramadan right now.
Yeah, bro.
Not to say fasting is a bad thing, but you guys are doing it
Yeah,
falsely.
Them man are
You're worshipping idols.
Them man are hoping for their virgin boys in
40
whatever they're
fucking
equivalent
blue-eyed boys, man.
of whatever
Once you
heaven
hear
is.
about something like you're gonna get 40 blue-eyed boys in heaven, you should be looking at that guy like, what are you talking about? That's
That's
a pause right there.
That's crazy.
That's
yeah.
a big pause right there.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean 40 blue-eyed boys?
In fact, shall I even look it up? Is it wasting?
But you got all these guys, the sprays and all that. They're all deep with chronics. They're all deep into that Islam.
Yeah.
But they always say wife for that, wife for that. But you don't understand that 40 blue-eyed boys is a wife for that.
Yeah.
That's straight out wife for that. That's pedophilia on top of that as well.
Yeah.
So basically, you're saying you're on the PDF files thing, and then you're on some straight sodomizing thing in heaven. When in the heavens you don't have sex with angels. Don't have sex in the heavens, man. What are you talking about? 40 blue-eyed boys in heaven. But what the hell is that all about? Why would you need 40 blue-eyed virgins as well? I don't. What is the premise? Like, what is the benefit of having 40 blue-eyed? Unless they're just being preserved for slavery. But you guys don't even preach that. For Islam, you don't have no prophecies, none of that. But then you want to brag and boast because you're so-called holier than thou. Act like you're holier than thou because you pray 5 times a day and you keep the month of Ramadan and all that. As I said, it's all good to fast and all that, but you guys are doing it under false pretenses, man. You're worshipping idols. You're worshipping the creation rather than the creator. You know, Allah is a moon goddess, man. Literally, man. Learn your history. You guys want to talk about, learn your history, man. Learn the biopic, the story of how Islam came about, man. It came from the Roman Catholic Church, man. That's where it came from.
Yeah, it did.
That's why Aisha's a 9-year-old girl and she's getting, sodomized and, all of these things by Muhammad, the prophet, so-called Muhammad and all that. But she's not, there's no fucking prophet Muhammad. If you're not an Israelite, you can't be a fucking prophet, man. How about that? The only prophets on this earth are from the nation of Israel, man. And they're all written of in the Bible. Not no fucking Quran, man. So you're talking, that just shows that, that all that debating is all confliction and it's all conflict of interest and it's BS, man. No one gets edified with that shit. It's just a laughing, it's just entertainment, basically.
Yeah.
But Captain Tazariak, he still wants that limelight, all in the midst of what's going on the earth. Instead of concentrating on the prophecies, he wants to have debates on who Jesus the Christ is, man. You're a fool, man. You're a fool. This is why a lot of guys in the so-called industry are not going to make it, man, because they're playing around too much.
Yeah.
And we've been saying that the doors of mercy are going to be closed soon, man. You see what's going on. Go ahead.
Proverbs 26:4. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him.
Yeah. So all these endless debates of endless genealogies, it's all BS, man. What are we doing that for? What is the point of that? A prophet is supposed to prophesy. Prophesy about what? Doomsday events, man. The downfall of empires. That's what we're supposed to be prophesying about. Not on whether, a genealogy is this right or this. We ain't got time for that. That was back in the day. We ain't got time for that right now. You got to stick to the main prophecies, man. And you notice they're the main, those camps, ISUPK and IUIC, and the main camps that don't stick to anything about prophecy, man. They want to talk about all this worldly shit and avert from talking about, like, I see IUIC talking about the Iran conflict and all that recently, but they're still not pushing, they're not pushing what the mark of the beast is, though. If they do, they're going to tell you some fucking form of sin that you can buy and sell with. So they're all over the place. They're all over the place, man. They don't know. They're not the true prophets of the Lord. They're missing the key elements of being a true prophet of the Lord, man. Despise not the prophesizing.
That's right. Matthew 13. And I'll start from 10 because this is exactly why Yahweh Shai specifically had the truth revealed exclusively onto his elect, because not everyone is gonna take, you're gonna take, some of these men out here are taking the Lord's precious jewels and then using it as basically, man, basically putting it on, trying to put jewels onto pigs, roughly paraphrasing the scripture says, cast not the person to swine on swine, man. And there was, I think there's one that speaks about I'm not gonna butcher it, but essentially it speaks about putting precious ornaments upon a pig. Is basically
defiled, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Matthew 13 and 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? And he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever have, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. So
You
you
know, when
know,
the Lord made this statement, he was talking to his own people. Showing you that not even all Israel's going to get this truth. Not all Israel is of Israel, man. This is about the elect. Go ahead,
yeah, man.
Say what
Yeah,
you're
so
saying.
like even like what the Lord was saying there was like, yo, if you got a small little seedling of this understanding, the Lord, and you stay sincere, the Lord will water that, and then you know you'll grow,
Yeah,
grow
yeah,
fruits.
fertilize that and you keep growing.
Yeah,
Out of your belly come waters and living waters.
yeah.
Yep.
But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away even that he have.
Yeah, so a lot of these guys, like they once had it, like Deacon Assad in the car, they was once enlightened to this truth, but they ran it into the ground. They decided to put it aside for a happy meal, you know?
Yeah, man.
They took the backdoor deal, whatever blank check they received from the devil, so they totally just changed up the whole doctrine, took the name out of took the name away from the doctrine, and the Lord took their name out of their mouths, man. Now they don't even say the names Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And even funny enough, their false leader, Alazar, tried to resurface recently.
Crazy, yeah, with that guy.
Just doing the video, just going crazy. He's just showing you how, once you lose this truth, man, like you start bugging out, man. Because now he's doing videos just bugging out, you know? And he's trying to act like he's edifying, but he's waxing worse and worse. Because the Lord took that spirit from him, man. Took his name out of his mouth. And he's took that spirit of understanding, wisdom, man. That keeps you balanced in your head. Now he's totally gone, but he thinks he's still on the level, man. He doesn't even really not understand that he's sinking deeper and deeper into that, you know, pool of abyss, man. Abyss of this misunderstanding, and not the Lord not dealing with it. And it's evident when you watch that video, man. The guy was bugging out, laughing too much. Like you can see, he's got demons on him, man. Still wearing the damn fitted. Won't take that stupid ass fitted off. And the deacon of car, them guys are the straight demons. Assad, them two magpies are the straight Judascopes, man. The Lord's just gonna destroy them. They can't even repent, man. The Lord's just gonna get rid of them two, man. They're just two deceitful little rejects, man. And they'll sell out for anything, man. That's how it shows you how desperate how low Jake will go.
Oh, yeah,
They'll just sell the Lord out quick, man, for a couple zeros or whatever, you know, they received from the devil. It shows that they was never in this truth. They was faking it from the door, you know.
That's right. Hey, that's why the Lord on this side is gonna kill 2/3 of our people, man, and not even give them the chance to
He's going to start at his house. I mean, he's going to start at the so-called leaders that's supposed to be teaching the right way.
Right.
That's why the Lord said what in Titus,
Yeah, man.
be wary of them of the circumcision.
Yeah, man. Because you got a lot of wicked fake amongst us, even the brothers in the States. Some of the other brothers there been doing videos on spies amongst us, and that's another thing you can't forget. Like, just because they've gone quiet now, like we was even listening to that little clip about like the so-called Iranian spies that they're alleging are here in the UK for the small hats. But don't
Sleeper cells and all that.
cells,
Yeah.
the Mossads, they got agents even amongst us, even amongst the few Israelites.
Yeah, brothers, every camp's got a spy in it, man. It's just how it has to go. Because Yahweh Shai, he was amongst the 12 and he had a spy in his camp. You know, camp of prophets, you know, company of prophets. So there's going to be spies, man. This is part and parcel of this truth. They're going to have Judascopes, man. But they're going to be exposed. They're playing their lot. They're going to be exposed and they're going to be dealt with, man. They ain't going to escape the judgment. Judas Iscariot didn't escape. So why do they think they're going to escape? Everyone has to get what they're going to get, man. But at the end of the day, it's about the elect. And you can't deceive the elect. That's the only thing. You know, you can have spies around you. But as long as they can't touch the elect, then it doesn't really matter.
1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of Yahweh, because many false prophets have gone out into the world.
Yeah, man, and you've been seeing it since late last year and early this year, whatever. You know, you've just been seeing a barrage of different guys bugging out, falling out, exposing their true colours. And really, it's the light of the Lord that's shedding them and showing them these guys for who they truly are. That, you know, they're not really of the brotherhood of Yahweh Shai, man. They're not of the body, you know. And if they went out from us because they were not of us, man. You know, you can only fake the funk for so long, man. After a while, you know, something's just gonna happen where you're just gonna have to give it up. And it's just like, you know, it is what it is. You know, because the Lord's just gonna make it where you're compelled to just reveal yourself one way or another, even if you don't think you are. you're going to reveal yourself, man.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we're not concerned about you. We're concerned about making it to the end. Finishing the work, man. Finishing the race. That's what we're concerned about. Because if we don't finish the race, then we're good as dead. We might as well be part of the 2/3 club. You know, we're going to get burnt along with the 2/3. And then there's a guy that took the mark of the beast, you're going to end up being burnt with him. Because that's who's going to, like all these guys that fell out too, they're going to end up taking the chip too. So they're going to have to get put to death anyway. They can't even be saved. Anyone that came into this truth and you fell out, even at the last minute, man, the Lord's going to make it where you take that chip. For one reason or another, the Lord's going to make it where you take that device, man, in your forehead or in your right hand, in your left hand, and that's going to be the end of you. Then the Lord's permitted to just destroy you, because once you take that chip, you can't repent. You can't say, "Oh Lord, forgive me," and all that. There's no repenting from that. You have to die, basically.
That's right, man.
In the physical. So, you know, one way or another, the Lord will get you, man. So, as I said, we're concerned about the brotherhood, the true brotherhood in Yahweh Shai, the one body, and the ministry of the elect, man. And just staying on point, staying on the straight gate, the straight and narrow, keeping our eyes single, not over mingling ourselves in this world, you know, but not abusing the world, and, you know, mentally preparing ourselves for what's coming. We got bigger fish to fry, man. Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, brothers' heads might get chopped off, man. We got bigger fish to fry right now. World War III's kicking off. We got things to talk about other than these little like menial arguments and all that, and, you know, disputes of contentions and all that. You know, we ain't got time for all that, man. We're sticking to the prophecies, man. We're sticking to these last major prophecies, and we want to get the fuck out of here. That's why we constantly out here, and we're going to stay out here until the Lord draws us back. There is going to be a time when the Lord is going to draw us back, man. We're not going to be out here anymore. That's when all bets is off. We already had a blackout the other day. What was it? And all them different websites and T-Mobile and all them thing there. So these things are coming, man. More blackouts, false flag attacks, black swan events, and it's all leading to the chaos that's brewing over there in the Middle East, and it's going to trickle on down to America and these other Western nations, man. You know.
1 Corinthians 14:26. How is it then, brethren, when you come together, every one of you have a psalm, have a doctrine, have a tongue, have a revelation, have an interpretation? Let all things be done unto edifying.
Yeah, and in order and decency. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if it's not edifying the ministry, it's just like adherent, man. There's no purpose for it. It's null and void. If it's not edifying brothers in this ministry in the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and there's only one truth. There's not many truths, man. You can't have your own version of the truth. There's only one truth. And if you understand that you're supposed to speak that same thing amongst the brotherhood, then you're just outside of the circle. You're profane, man. You're outside of the circle, man. And you can stay there. We don't need you, man. You know?
That's right, man. That's right.
The Lord don't need you. Not that the Lord don't need you. Because we already got the doctrine of Yahweh Shai. And that's all that matters.
And that's going to be the differentiator between us and you in the day of judgment, man. Wisdom and knowledge being the stability of our times, bro.
It was just like back in the ancient time when Elijah...
Checking this cookie.
Go ahead, you can. When Elijah had to, you know, make that offering against the leaders of Baal, the Baal prophets and all that. And they made their offering, and he said, if your God exists, send up this offering and let him take the burnt offering and all that. And they didn't answer, and Elijah was laughing, man, because he knew that their God didn't exist. It's all wood and stone. But then he said, let my God, my Father's going to, answer my prayers. And then the Lord took up the burnt offering, and then even furthermore proved that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is dealing with his men, and he's only dealing with the Israelites. He's not dealing with any other nation. You can't have prophets in any other nation other than an Israelite, man, because that's part of our lineage. That's like part of our custom to be a prophet. Like say you got a specific job description, and as being an Israelite, you could say you could do certain jobs and all that, and then even being a prophet is one of them. But the other nations, they can be any other occupation, but being a prophet, you can't be one of them, man. Because the Lord's not dealing with you on that level. He revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets, man. Spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. So every prophet that's been of old till now in the reincarnations all come back as Israelites, man. Even from the time of Adam, the sons of God, they all came back in the reincarnation as Israelites. Abraham, he was like a son of God because he wasn't necessarily an Israelite. He was the head, he was the grandfather, if you will.
Yeah.
The line of the lineage, the royal line came out of his loins, man. The covenant started with him. But he wasn't actually an Israelite. He was called Abraham the Hebrew. But he came back in the reincarnation as an Israelite. So it's showing you that even from the time of the sons of Adam, sons of God, that, you know, they came here back in the reincarnation in their lot as Israelites, man. And it's never changed. Go ahead.
You have Matthew's the first chapter, which goes into the genealogy, man, and it goes back to Adam, and it goes through Adam all the way down to Abraham through Yahweh Shai, just to back the point. So
it's showing he was the first Adam. The first Adam was made of flesh, whatever. The last Adam was made of quickening spirit. And it's the same person, man. It's the same person. So even if you want to talk about, the sons of God were Israelites, then what was Yahweh Shai when he was Adam then? He was Adam. That shows you that you guys you got a low IQ spiritually, man. You're fighting on like when we have that's why I don't want to get into these debates with no Christian, no Islamists, none of you idiots, man. Even certain Israelites, you don't want to have no conversation because you're on a low IQ when it comes to these Israelite doctors, comes to the truth. You're on a low IQ, man. You don't want to have no debates out here. We're not here to have no fucking debates, man. Either you get this truth or you don't, man. Either you agree or you disagree, and that's it. Two can't walk together unless they be agreed, man. You know, debating. Debating for what? Debating, that's some celebrity shit, man. Like I get into a celebrity contest, like an exhibition. We ain't got time for that, man. That's why you guys on the YouTube trying to look for all these, you know, jumping on from podcast to podcast. You guys have got another thing coming, man. What are you going to do when the internet gets shut down, man? You're going to get the chips so you can start keep doing debates.
And no man are looking for any small claim to fame. Because even when you read in the scriptures and the Torah, Abraham was circumcised. He actually circumcised his whole house. There was other practices according to the law that he followed. So if he wasn't the son of God, which later became the children of Israel, why the hell would he be out there doing all of those practices? But
keeping the law.
Keeping the law.
And then even Noah. Noah kept the law, showing you that the law was oral back then, from the time of Adam. And we're going to go back to that, because when you think about it, you know, we're going to go back to how it was in the beginning. That's what it means to basically be a god, immortal, because like Apostles was doing the sit down, and I was going to, if you get Joshua 1 and 8 real quick, how do you become immortal or stay immortal in the kingdom is basically by attaining the law and being perfected in the spirit and the flesh. And that's why our bodies are going to need to be changed, and we're going to innately keep the law 100%, and we're going to be totally perfected, so we're going to become immortal, because our kryptonite is sin. If we can't sin, then we're never going to die. We're never going to go off, because we're going to be attaining to the law. And that's why even in the time of Adam, Abraham, Noah, the law was oral. It wasn't written down. They knew the law. So similar to how we're going to be in the kingdom, but it's going to be innate in us anyway. So it's going to be oral all over again. So basically, like it's a 360. You know, going back in time, like it's a whole 360, man, full circle now. Because in the time of Adam, it was all the law was oral before it was written down on tablet at the time of Moses. They knew the law. They knew not to eat certain things. The dietary law. They wasn't eating swine back then. They was eating more vegetation and all that back then as well too. You know, and they knew about adultery. They knew about sleeping with that's why Lot's and his two daughters. They knew that they did ancestry and all that was wrong. They knew what they did. Lot knew what his daughters did to him was wrong. They knew that they was going off, those two wicked ass daughters, and they brought forth them two
Moab and Ammon.
Yeah, them two. I was gonna say that. What's that? Dementia? Not dementia. The fucking with the eyes and shit.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but he brought forth those disabled youths, basically. You know, then Moab and Ammon, because that was a curse from what they did to their father, man. They knew it was supposed to sleep with their father. So Jake always knew from right from wrong, even from Adam. When the Lord told him not to eat from the tree of knowledge and wisdom and all that. But Eve knew, and she went off, because she's the weaker vessel, man. She's susceptible to demons. And that's why the serpent beguiled her easily to deal with her, than instead of him going to Adam, because Adam would have probably cursed his ass out and said, nah, fuck that, man. What are you talking about? The Lord said not to eat of that tree. But this fucking Eve, you know how Eve is? She gets pumped up in the head and proud and shit. And then she just does anything because it makes her feel good, you know? So that we always had... So we're going to go back to that because even in the time of Adam in the garden, before they went off, a man, lifespan was 1,000 years. Until they went off and then it went down to 969 with Methuselah and so on and so forth, you know? So we were supposed to be immortal from back then. But because we went off, and this is part of the story of how, you know, the return, the resurgence of the Israelites, you know, coming back into their glory and all that, come back to their first estate. Now, in this time period, when we get back into the kingdom, we're going to be that and we're going to be immortal. We're not going to go off ever again. We're going to be those gods and we're going to live forever. So everything's taken from full circle now. For those that want to say, oh, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, but right now, we can't be saved by the Lord because we're in this sinful flesh.
Yeah, done. And Yahweh died so we have this period of grace where ultimately we rehearse the righteous acts.
He's the ultimate sacrifice, man. So there's no more, like I said, there's no condemnation in them that in Yahweh. That's the elect. So not even though brothers, you know, are still in the sinful flesh and we go off from time to time, we're not condemned, man, like the rest of the world is. Because we're covered by the blood of Yahweh Shai. The ultimate sacrifice, man, for the nation of Israel. Starting with the elect. You know?
That's right.
This guy, Captain Tazariak, this guy idiot says he doesn't commit sin. The second time I've heard him say that in a video.
That's insane.
Man said, I don't commit sin. I'm like, what do you mean you don't commit sin? That means you're perfect then. What are you trying to say? You're Yahweh Shai. You're the only man on the earth that don't commit sin. You're taking the piss, bruv. What do you mean you don't commit sin? You even letting that shit come out your mouth is a sin in itself. Because that means you're lying. And that's a sin. You know, and if you break one law, you break them all. So how can you say you don't sin? That's the second time I heard him say that in a video. Man's questioning him and he's saying, don't you sin? And he said, no, I don't commit no sin. I don't sin. What do you mean you don't sin, bruv? How are you the only man on this earth that keeps our laws 100%? You're taking the piss, bro. Even the garments you're wearing is going off. Mixed fabrics and all that. That's a sin right there. What are you talking about? I don't commit sin. See, that's why the Lord, like guys like Captain Tazariak, the Lord's gonna, even if you are part of the Lord's elect, he's gonna mess you up to make you realize that you're going to fuck off, man. Like Nate, Bishop Nate, man, as it stands, like Apostle Elder Tahaz and the other apostles have been saying, Bishop Nate, Captain Tazariak, you guys, Deacon Assad in the car, you guys are gone anyway. But them two are not part of the elect right now, man, as it stands. Unless you repent, man, stop teaching all this garbage. And these gimmicks, man, stop all the fucking gimmicks. Go ahead,
Revelations 22 and 18.
Shalom, bro.
Where I testify, every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away from the words of this book, the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things that are written in this book. So ultimately, the Heavenly Father is going to judge you, man, for all of the bullshit that you're sprouting, because every idle word that a man speaketh, he shall have to give account of in the day of judgment. You can't just, this isn't like the Christian church where you could just be a wicked nigga all week and then turn up to church at the end of the week and then sing some songs of praise and then they just gonna let you in with no investigation, no issue, all that you did before is passed as long as you pay some double tithes and then sing a song.
That's how they're treating it, man. They're treating this truth more and more like the Roman Catholic Church, man. That's why you can see them creeping in with that Christian dogma, hell exists and all these things. They're changing up the doctrine, man, slowly but surely. Surely the you know, doctrines of devils and all that, man. And as you said earlier, they're waxing worse and worse. Deceiving and being deceived, man. You know? But them guys are going to be, like it says, the false prophets are going to be speedily destroyed, man. Because we're in a time, man, we're in a time of some serious judgment. If you haven't noticed, look what's going on over there in the Middle East. In these last 7 days, there's been nothing but pure chaos, man. It says 100 and something people dead already, and over half of them are kids. Children, that, you know, in the nursery and all that. Just dead bodies and all that, you know. And it's only going to get worse, man. From here on out, the body's going to keep piling up, man. And this guy Trump, as I said, with his bold-faced pride and all that, he said, boy, we're going to lose some soldiers and we're probably going to lose more.
Yeah.
Like, he's just basically saying we're going to lose a lot of people, man. He doesn't care. Just like we said with the oil prices, he said if it gets high, it gets high. If it rises, it rises. He doesn't care, man. He's got an agenda. He's got an agenda of his the wicked elite to accomplish, which is the new world order. And like it says in Revelations 13 and 15, anyone that doesn't worship the image of the beast should be killed. So there's going to be a lot of casualties to establish this whole new world order system, man. There's going to be a lot of casualties, man. You know, and Trump is showing you he's that cruel lord, man. He's the evil troll, you know. He's a hypocrite, and he's the ultimate fucking Edomite devil on the face of the earth right now, you know. And he's because he's even the MAGA. Everyone's turning against him now, man. Because he said there's supposed to be a quick regime change, 4 day or whatever, and the shit's still going on. And Iran seems to be getting more stronger and stronger by the minute, man. They're getting more bolder. They're not getting scared and backing down. They're actually getting more bolder, man. Attacking more of what was that situation in Beirut, Lebanon the other day? You know, the ballistic missiles and all that. So it's gonna get crazy out here, man. People don't seem to understand, man, how serious this war of Armageddon is. This war is gonna change everything on the earth, literally.
Yeah, no, for real. And like, we know that the end goal of this is to have the RFID microchip instituted, and that's why these devils, like even and Trump, like at the front, man, don't give a fuck about what this is gonna do financially. Like, brother said it in the chat earlier, just as we started. Petrol prices in the UK are skyrocketing already, bro. Like, you got jet fuel flying up, and then a lot of the food that we eat, well, everyone was talking about all the food we eat is dependent upon fuel. It's dependent upon gas and oil, man. So that's then gonna cause inflation to go up. Your bills are then gonna go up on top of that because inflation. So, bro, at the end of the day, like, these people are doing this because they know that it's gonna crush their current economic system, and then they can bring in the digital.
That's what it is. They want to bring in a digital society, you know, a digital grid system with supercomputers, smart technology, with smart as an acronym, meaning surveillance and monitoring, or surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting technologies, which is the chip, basically. That's what the whole smart system's all about. Smart devices. It's all about. It's all about the Internet of Things, you know. If you want to say anything, jump in, bro.
No, because when you were saying it, you're making me think about the slogans they were saying, the Great Reset.
Great Reset,
That's
yeah.
ultimately
Fourth
what they're
industrial.
after. Exactly, you know, and you will own nothing and be happy. But
go.
what do they need? They need chaos, man. That's the Hegelian dialectic. No problem, reaction, solution. So they want the chaos, man. Don't be fooled.
They need it, yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's why they need the sleeper cells, false flag attacks. You know, they need people in desperate times and desperate measures so they can be more dependent on the government for, you know, help. That's why it says, woe unto you that go into Egypt, because if you're dependent on what the government's going to do for you instead of the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, you do anything to survive, you know. The devil says, take this chip and you'll be able to eat and carry on living even though we're in the midst of World War. You know, they're going to take it because you want to get rations and all that. There's going to be shortages of the food. Storehouses are going to be empty, and you know, like it says in second Ezra, you could find it in 6 and 20, I think it is, or 22. And you know, skyrocketing prices, inflation, hyperinflation with the oil prices and all that. You know, it's done on purpose. It's done on purpose, man. You know, it's not by accident. None of these things are happening.
Yeah, man. And those missiles as well, and the interceptors, them shits ain't cheap.
Nah,
bro, like,
America's using all their good shit right now.
Yeah.
While the Iranians can just create them little drones by the bulk. You know, they can create them in the thousands, man. And they're easy to assemble and they're easy to distribute anyway as well. You can put them in little lorries and all that. And they're very exploited. They can still blow up a damn hotel building. One of them.
Yeah, bro.
Can take out a whole hotel building. A drone, man. So the Iranians know what they're doing. They got the stockpiles. That's why they're not like acting like, oh, you know, they're gonna lose because they ain't got enough ammo. America's using all their good ammo right now, and I see one article as well. Is that the Iranians tricked the Israelis and America into bombing basically a military base that they thought they was hitting some planes and all that war planes, and there was nothing there. It was like a false decoy. So they're making them use an unnecessary ammo and that fucking the defense systems that cost all kinds of millions. I heard one of their defense missile systems cost like 1 million and all that. And if they keep using that, and it's gonna run out. They're already running out of stockpile, and then the men, they want to do this boots on the ground thing as well. They're gonna be losing soldiers, man, because they can't just go up into Iran and take the whole place down. Like Iran's it's, even though it's supposed to smaller, but it's a very densified place. Like you can't just go in there. You're gonna lose all kinds of soldiers, man. They can do all kinds of guerrilla tactics on your asses, man. Take your asses out. Just like the ancient Roman legions that got taken out by the Etruscans. They're going to take out your armies too. The modern day American army, if you want to call them that, because it's just nothing but a bunch of, dykes and freaks and all that trying to act like they want to be on the front line. They're going to get taken out by the legions, man, by the Iranians, man, by the Persians, which are the seed of Elam. What does the scripture say that the Carmanians are raging, man? In 2nd Ezra, with the 15th chapter, 30th verse, something like that. The Carmanians are raging, man. The dragons of Arabia, they ain't playing, man. They're ready to take you devils on. They don't want to slow down. They don't want to negotiate. Even if things do sort of de-escalate and all that, they're going to try and talk it out and all that. But after a while, it's going to be like, fuck all that, man. We don't want to talk, man. You killed our leader, man. You killed our Ayatollah and all these different things. You keep fucking our people up, destroying shit, killing the innocent of our people. Fuck all your negotiations, man. We want to kill you now.
Just a quick thing to back you. You spoke about King Jong-un.
Yeah.
That guy has got some quotes. Man said, said one missile is enough to erase Israel. Because you see, you gotta understand, like,
they'll do it too.
They'll do it, man. Like these small hats, like are the ultimate power that run the earth, but they got enemies, man. The same way, like all of the ancient, because like you can't get into the belief that these small hats are impermeable, man. Like all of the ancient empires, whether it was the Egyptians, the Medo-Persians, the Babylonians, they all had enemies. It's just that Esau was the prominent
yeah, he's the ruler. He's the occupier, isn't it?
Yeah, but
it's like the Roman occupation back then. It's the American occupation right now. But what they don't realize is all your enemies have got the same weaponry and even more advanced than you now. Korea's got more sophisticated weaponry than America. The America just did a display of sign about the Minuteman free bomb that they had in the 70s. They said they got the Minuteman free bomb now. That's like their most advanced nuclear weapon. Yeah. But the Tsars and all that, Putin, they got Satan 1, Satan 2. They got all kinds of shit. The Chinese, forget about it, man. They got hydrogen type missiles. I can't remember the name, but it's like a cluster, and it's got 6 other ICBMs within that fucking missile, man. And come on, man. Like, what are you gonna do against that? They got hypersonic missiles. You can't intercept those things, man. It's gonna be too late for you to intercept those types. Your domes and all that can't intercept those missiles, man. You can't do shit against those. When they're ready to release those type of weapons, that's when you're gonna see all bets is off. Like America is fighting a lose-lose situation. That's when you're gonna draw for Great Britain and all these different nations to try and defend and fight. And so you're gonna get your shit off too, but you're still gonna lose because Russia is gonna be the death of you. I told you that Isaiah 13 and 17. Russia, the Medes, is gonna be the death of America, man. The bear, he's gonna be the end of you, man. You Edomites, man. No matter how you try and slice it, Gog and Magog is going to take America out. Go ahead.
One quick one. This is Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Yeah, man. And these missiles, man, because it was atomic weapons, now they've gone to hydrogen bombs and all that. Now they've got atomic nuclear, hypersonic. Come on, man. You can't get any more sophisticated than that. You can't, man. And even the display that the Iranians did the other day when they struck Israel, they struck Tel Aviv, and the missiles that they dropped, it looked like they were just dropping bullets from the sky, man. It was just like boom, 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 boom. Like it just looked crazy. Like, what are you gonna do against something like that, man? You got missiles flying like bullets, man. Just one after the other, just blowing up shit, blowing up buildings, and then they're still dropping ballistic missiles in certain parts too. Like, what are you gonna do against something like that?
It's crazy.
And that's not even their good stuff yet. So you already know what they got in store, man. They got some shit in store for America, man.
It's just beginning, man.
Yeah, man.
When you were saying that, you reminded me of that the movie, what was it, House of Dynamite.
Yeah,
It's basically talking about, so that's basically like trying to hit a bullet with a bullet.
Yeah.
You can't do it, man. You know, them missile defense systems.
Yeah, the
Iron
DEFCONs and
Dome.
all that. DEFCON
Yeah,
1.
all of them contingencies. Look, man, from when they say you got 20 minutes, that's it. You better get to your bunker, or, you know, if you're in America anyway, you're done.
Yeah, America's done. They ain't going to be able to intercept those missiles, man.
Yeah.
You know, America, Israel's finished because it's so close to home. Iran's just going to take them out anyway when the time comes. And then Russia's probably going to join in. Korea's definitely going to join. All them nations are going to join in, man. Because one way or another, they all got different interests over there in the Middle East, man. And the main purpose that they're dealing, main people that they're dealing with, other than the Saudis, is the Iranians. You know, the Saudis is the Arabs, the Iranians is Elam, you know, Persians and all that. So, you know, it's gonna get volatile. This war is gonna be the war to end all wars. It's like you can't even put into words how destructive this war is gonna be. You can only say certain things, man, but to actually envision it as well, like the mushroom clouds, all of that, it's too much, man. But we're hastening the day, even though it's the most destructive day on the earth. And really, if you heard something like that, you would be shitting yourself. You know, you'd be like panicking like they show you in them doomsday movies. Like when it's getting close to that time, they're all panicking and running up and down. Like we're happy, we want it to come. That's how you probably think we're nuts. Like how can you want that destruction to come? But the reason why we want it to come is because this place needs to be destroyed first and foremost, and we can't get into our kingdom with Yahweh Shai. He ain't gonna come back until this place is totally destroyed, man. He ain't gonna come back until this place gets taken up by the missiles, man. He ain't gonna come and deliver the elect. So we're vehemently hastening the day. Like we're praying for the Lord to bring that destruction. Every day we're praying for the Lord to turn the heat up on these devils, and he's doing it.
Yeah.
He's doing it slowly but surely, man. The Lord's doing it, man. Since January the 1st till now, look what's happening on the earth, man. Already in coming to the, yeah, we've gone past the proxy wars now. It's basically the whole World War III, the War of Armageddon started already. It just needs to, escalate and culminate, to the next phase. But it's started now, and you can't turn it off. You know.
Is it?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I got some pictures. This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 9. It says, I'll start from verse 8. It says, remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations.
Yeah, who's that talking about? The Medes. He's talking about the Russians, man. The land of the north. Go ahead.
It says, an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her.
Yeah, so the Russia's going to be have their missiles in the line on, and that tells you about the plagues that are sent forth. They can't return. That's in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. You can read from the first verse on down. It talks about the plagues that are sent. They don't return, man, until they hit their intended target, basically. Because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is the one sending those targets, the weapons of his indignation. The weapons of mass destruction, man. The waste created to destroy. That's the Lord doing that, man. He mustereth the host of the battle. So America's no way they can escape it, man. And at the end of the day, they can do all the negotiation talks they want. But at the end of this whole ordeal, America's going to get wiped off the map, man. That's what the initial plan is. That's the fulfilling of the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, is that America gets totally annihilated by way of nuclear missiles, gets turned into a lake of fire, before him, his son, and the angels' eyes, man. The great and terrible day of the Lord. And there's nothing no one can do to stop it. It's inevitable, man. It's already prophesied, so it must happen, man. It must needs happen. And we're as we said, we're hoping that they come sooner than we think. And it could. 2026, going into the end of this year, the nukes could go off, man. Who knows, man? But we need the mark of the beast to be implemented first, man. We know that much. That's not going to happen until the mark of the beast has fully been made mandatory and implemented around the four winds, pursuant to Revelations 3 and 10. Then we can talk about nuclear war, man. You know. But yeah, even at the door, man. So go ahead.
It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken.
Yeah, America's gonna be taken. I mean, it's gonna get burnt to a cluster, man. You know, you're gonna have that nuclear, what's it called, fallout and all of that. You know, America's gonna be, ashes, man. It's never gonna be inhabited by a human soul ever again. That's the example that the Lord's trying to set. You know, and as it says in Revelation 17:16, when you read on down, it says 10 horns of hate the whore and burn her with fire, and it says what? That this is the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So everything that's happening is to fulfill the will of the Lord, man. It's not our will, it's not, Trump's will or whatever. It's the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's why they said this guy, this devil, Trump is anointed by Yahweh Shai. He has been anointed. He's been chosen to lead America into the brink of destruction, man. He's the guy. We was always talking about who's the guy that's going to lead it. We thought it was Obama, then we thought it was Biden, and then this guy Trump came back into office. And he's the guy, man. It's him. It's him, man. It's Nero. Nero is a destructive force, man. Even 2,000 years ago, he brought all kinds of hell before the time of the Great Siege in Jerusalem and Rome and all that, man. He caused all kinds of chaos. He burnt down the temple and blamed it on the Jews. He was a tyrannical ruler. The Praetorian Guard, which is the military back then, pushed him out. They hated him. Same shit that's going on right now. The military hate Trump, man. His own military are cursing him out, man. Because they know they're fighting an illegal war. They hate this guy Trump. Because he's forcing them to get into a war that they don't want to be part of. Then he's going to call for a draft and all that. Kidnapping your kids and throwing them out there on the front line. Especially you YNs and all that, man. You niggas. But he hates you. He hates you tribes anyway. So instead of throwing you in the prison, he's going to throw you out there into the front line, man. Yeah. So you can be destroyed.
Human meat grinder.
Yeah, man. A lot of you jakes out there, you talking shit, running your mouth, being niggas in the world and all that, being a bunch of degenerates. You're going to get thrown out there in the front line, man. They're going to draft your ass, man. And you ain't coming back, man. You ain't coming back to the motherland. You ain't coming back. You're going to die over there, man. That's your punishment, man.
It says, their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. Ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls.
Yeah, that's Esau for you. How did he get America? What made America great? That's why the slogan, make America great again. What made America great? The slave trade. We was their cash cow, man. That's how they made themselves fat as the heifer and grass to the bellows of bulls. Because we was their cash cow, man. That's how these devils made their generational wealth.
Free labor.
Yeah, free labor and, persecution of the Israelites, man. Chattel slavery. And then they went from, physical chains to mental chains now. Digital. Now they want to put digital chains on you. With a digital system. Make you a digital slave. But this is how these devils made their wealth. But ill-gotten gains, man. But they want to at the same time they want to act like they're not guilty for the crimes that they committed. They're trying to change history, trying to scrub it from the history books and all that. But you can't, because people know what you did, man. It's already in the records what you did. People know the history. Even other nations, the world leaders know how you came into power, and they always say it in their different meetings and all that, conferences and that. They always, when they describing America, they describe all the crimes that they've committed and how they got their power, how they came into power and all that. They always detail slavery and how you rob nations and you set up different assassinations and that you're just the harbinger of death, man. This is what you do. It's just in you. It's your traits, man. You are the sons of perdition, man.
Can't make a crooked thing straight.
You can't make a crooked thing straight. Can the leper change his spots? No. So are they accustomed to doing evil. These are the wicked that prosper in the world. This is you, man. This is you devils, man. All these nations know it. That's why they're against you. The Arabs call you the great Satan.
Yeah. Huh?
Even Gamal Nasser, president of ancient Egypt and all that, he said you the devil, man. He said you're a bunch of fake Jews, man.
Yeah, man.
He tried to scrub that from the history books as well. That he didn't say that. Anything that someone said against them small hat rats or against America, they always come out and say, no, he didn't say that. Or they didn't say that. It's always trying to just, no assertions, nothing, but this, he didn't say that. Because you devils are habitual liars, man. They blatantly said that shit, man. Gaddafi used to always talk shit about the Americans, man. How wicked and evil you are. Look what you did to him. Look what you did to his people, man.
Yeah.
No, the original president, Ahmadinejad, or is how you ever say his name, of Iran. He always used to talk shit about America.
Well, yeah, Churchill, you know, Trump was saying that Keir Starmer should be more like Churchill. Churchill was a
He said,
fucking...
he's saying you're nothing like Churchill.
Yeah, but Churchill was a devil, bro. Churchill got the UK involved back then to the point where now it made the UK worse off economically and also got the UK dragged into fucking war.
And they never, apparently, they never got involved with Iran as well, Churchill. So he was saying, why are you liking Starmer to Churchill? Because Starmer is not even trying to get down with the Iranian situation, neither did Churchill. He tried to avoid it, basically. You know? But that's these world leaders for you, man. They're a bunch of fraudsters anyway. They're all suits and ties, man. They're all suits. They've been set up to display an image, man, a personality. You know, you got your Winston Churchills, your Hitlers, and all. They're all personalities, man. It's your Trumps. Cults of personality, man. They're all actors. Even Trump's an actor, man. He's a fucking actor, man. You know, this guy's been old school 90 videos, Bobby Brown videos, and all that. In front of Trump Towers and all that and shit. This guy's an actor, man. He's always trying to be that celebrity. You know, try to live that celebrity lifestyle. What's that program that he used to do? They get rid of employees and all that. Apprentice and all that shit, man. You know, he loves the limelight, man. He has been in WWE, gets choke slammed or something. You know, put in a figure 4 leg lock or something by Ric Flair or something. You know, these guys are actors, man. It's all fucking fake, man. But it's all for the entertainment that you buy him, man. Trump's just the ultimate entertainer. That's why people are so drawn to him, man, because he's a public figure, but he's an entertainer at the same time. You know? But he just so happens to be the president of the fucking United States, which is the worst mistake America could ever do. That's like putting Kanye in office, man. Why would you do it? Or Will Smith, or what, The Rock, or some dumb shit. Or even like when he made Arnold Schwarzenegger the fucking mayor of California. Like, you just think, well, why would you do that? Like, the hell does he know about politics? All he tells you to do is get to the chopper, man. Get to the chopper. No, that's all Schwarzenegger knows. Musclehead Schwarzenegger. And gym workouts. That's all he knows. What do you know about politics? You make him the mayor of California. I think at the time that he became mayor, that's like the worst time California like had the lowest rates and shit. When they put Schwarzenegger in there, man. Because he's not a politician.
He's an actor, man.
He's a fucking actor, man. And he's not even that much of a good actor at that. He's just, you know, because he looked like, you know, stocky and all that. He had the look. You know, and obviously like, he did Conan and all these different movies. He did like proper movies and that, but he's not like the best actor in the world. You don't know him from any like top scripts. You know, like he's not like a Robert De Niro, like when it comes to acting, you know, or Leonardo DiCaprio that can actually perform. Like he's just a musclehead, man. You know, but it's just crazy. But that just shows you the whole political system in America is just for entertainment, man. It's really just for entertainment. Anyone could become president. You can put DJ Trump in there. That means anyone can literally become president. You nearly had Kamala in there, man. What the hell does she know about being a president, man? And America would have truly been fucked if she was in there. America would probably be worse off. I'll be honest, if it was Kamala was in there, America would definitely been worse off by now. Especially with this Iran situation.
Yeah,
She would have had niggas trying to shoot her down and all that, man. Like, you put us into this fucking war. You black bitch. You Indian bitch. They'll be trying to assassinate her. She would have caused all kinds of chaos in America right now. But, you know, it is what it is. Trump is the guy. He is that evil cherub, man. He's doing a spectacular job. He's doing a spectacular job, man. He should give himself a pat on the back. Because he is actually doing what the Lord set him up to do, which is lead America into destruction, man. Addition. So it's beautiful, man, you know. Let him carry on, putting his foot in his mouth. We're just going to keep laughing and enjoying the show.
This is verse 12. It says, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed.
Yeah, use the mother of America, Great Britain. That's why Starmer said, wait, see the first thing that, what they said when it came out about the infiltration, straight up attack by US and Israel and Tehran, what was the first thing the UK said? Just like the other situation, they said they ain't got nothing to do with it. You don't have nothing to do with this. You're not involved. So America's, and then America started, Trump started talking shit about Starmer all over again. Like he said, he was quoting Churchill and all that. So it's showing you that they're not the best of friends. They're supposed to be in league with one another because they're NATO partners. But when it push comes to shove, England is not really proud of what America's been doing. They don't want to be associated with America because they know that America's moving diabolical right now. They're doing too much.
Yeah. And like I say, even amongst the 10 toes, there's division as well. You had the head leader in Spain come out, and he basically straight up said, listen, like, Spain ain't gonna fight this war. He said it straight, it's an illegal war.
Yeah,
and that's the head of Spain right there. Like, so, and that's Spain after the UK and of course France and Germany.
Yep.
Is one of the more prominent European nations,
yeah.
And they're against it, saying, and then Trump come out and said and started criticizing Spain, saying that they don't pay their 2%, they don't contribute to NATO.
Some tariffs on them, and
all that. Like put a hot tariff on everything they import.
That's what he does. Anytime they start talking shit about America, I'm tariffing you. It's like a punishment, man. But they're supposed to be your allies, though. Why are you punishing your own allies, man? Showing you that you can't trust them. America can't be trusted.
Yeah.
That's why everyone's just going to get fed up with America at the end of the day. And they're just all going to point their missiles at America, man. It's like, just get rid of them, man. America's causing all these problems on earth. They're bringing us into all these different wars we don't want to be part of. They're forcing our hand, so fuck it, man. Just press those buttons and get rid of the fucking problem, which is America. Everyone will be happy after that. You know what I'm saying? Because even Turkey, they're supposed to be an ally of America. Turkey's supposed to be a NATO partner and all that. But they're even choosing the side of Iran.
Yeah.
And because they did that, then all of a sudden they had some mystery attack in Cyprus and all that. And then it came out, they was trying to say it was the Iranians. Then it came out, it wasn't the Iranians. So who was it then? That means it was America and Israel that struck their own NATO partners, man.
Yeah.
They tried to strike them down and then blame it on UK military base and trying to blame it on Iran. So it was them. It was an inside job, basically.
Yeah, it's fine.
So that's what they're capable of doing. Esau will do that. He'll turn his back on his own, man. That's what they're capable of. Never trust by an enemy.
Yeah, well,
So if they could do it to Spain or any other counterpart, a part of the NATO, they'll do it again. They'll do it because their thing is all about who's benefiting and all that.
Yeah. You spoke about Spain as well. With the situation, a tariff is nothing but a tax on imports. When you've got a situation where like you've gone into a war in the Middle East and you're causing spikes in inflation and everything's getting more expensive, to then put taxes on countries, on imports from countries that are supposed to be your allies is stupid. But in America, people are sat there watching my man do this and they're not even outraged because they're sensitized. And it's just going to make life harder for you fuckers in America, bro.
Yeah, and the situation with the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah. If they constantly keep messing around with that, you ain't gonna get no oil and all that shit. No, you ain't gonna get nothing. Prices is gonna skyrocket in America. You're gonna get that hyperinflation that brothers have been talking about, and that is coming anyway. Because it says in Second Ezra that they shall find themselves to be in good case. Yeah. Victual shall be sold good cheap. But then even in that time, what evils are gonna multiply. So the bad times are coming to the Americas, man. That includes the high stock prices, the high house mortgage prices, all of that. It's affecting the housing prices, all of these things. They said it already. The first thing they said before when the strike happened last Saturday, they were saying because they did it on the weekend because the banks are closed. So by Monday, the markets are going to be looking crazy, and it's exactly what it was. Then you had all these different crashes and shit. All these different false flag crashes with the internet and all of that. Because Esau's trying to, one way or another, trying to just make it more harder for the American economy, man, to thrive. Because at the end of the day, like brothers are saying, it's all about the Great Reset. They want to reset the whole American economy, so everything goes digital online. So they have to destroy the old technology to come in with the new, which is the mark of the beast system and all that. Which are going to have surveillance grids, because even this woman, Austin Fitz, whatever her name is, Tucker Carlson, she was talking about the surveillance grid that they're going to try and build with the 6G race. Also, the Gabal was going into that earlier today. He mentioned it and all that, the 6G race, which are all these different countries, Korea and all these, China, basically trying to who's going to be the most technologified, if that hasn't even say it. Yeah. To have the, you know, the mark of the beast system integrated in their society using 6G. Because currently on the 5G and all that. But they want to take it to 6G, and they're saying once they get to 6G, like basically it's just a state surveillance grid of everyone and everything. And that whole stabbing jab, that was a precursor to that, because they said anyone that took the stabbing jab, you basically became like a walking antenna. You basically became like a, like a signal basically for the grid. So they can pinpoint you basically. Anyone that took that stabbing jab, even though you might not have died of the side effects or whatever, but you turned yourself into a walking antenna. Because now they're gonna equip you with the 6G, and then you're just gonna be like integrated with the system, and your DNA is gonna be interlocked with that system now, because you already got the stabbing jab in there, and whatever, you know, nanotechnology, whatever that's in you, it's already integrated in your DNA. So all they have to do is, you know, turn the shit on basically and integrate you with the new digital system, AI computers, and you're just going to be a walking surveillance, man. You're going to be like a walking camera basically, you know. So anyone that took that stabbing, that's why brothers, it was vehement that brothers didn't take that shit. So even if we come into that society, so to speak, because we're going to be around when the mark of the beast system gets implemented, but we're not going to take it that shit. So those people that are walking around that took the stabbing jab, they're going to be able to surveil them, but they're not going to be able to literally to surveil us, because we're going to be like off the grid. We're going to be like in Demolition Man. We're going to be like the population that was living on the ground. We're not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to track and trace us basically, because we ain't got that DNA fucking genome shit that they've been playing with, you know, to track and trace you basically. They ain't got the eugenics program. As part of that eugenics program to track and trace you. That's what they did, man. That stabbing jab, they were saying it. That stabbing jab basically made you a walking signal for when they want to establish this grid system, man. You know, it's like a, it's just like a signal, man. You know.
I've got a quick one. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
Yep.
The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Yeah, what do you call that? Famine. That's what's going to be happening in the time of Jacob's trouble, as things get worse, and if there's war, like situations with this war going on, and so-called there's attacks at home, domestic terrorism or whatever events, false flags, that's going to affect the food prices and all these things, the trade and all these different things. That's going to cause hyperinflation. That's going to cause for, you know, things to not be able to be sold, things, you know, things not to be able to be in stock, you know. Loss of resources and all that, which in turn what causes hyperinflation, where people are just going to be fighting over, you know, crumbs basically, man, canned goods, you know, be fighting over fucking fruit and veg to survive, man. They're even talking about the gold and silver standard coming back into play because the American dollar's so weak that, you know, people are going to start having to rely on, you know, actual gold and silver coins now, like they used to back in the old times, man, before they changed the whole system to the fiat currencies and all that. Which gold and silver is real money anyway. That's the best money to barter with anyway, man, when it comes to trading and whatever you want to do. You know, the best trading monetary is with actual gold and silver, because that's real money, intrinsic money, man. You know. So go ahead.
Yeah, this is another one. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 21.
Yeah,
it
jump
says,
to 30 after that. Go ahead.
It says, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Yeah, sword, famine, and great confusion. That's what's coming. Because, people don't understand that, like we said earlier, started this whole life, there's a time for everything on the earth. We're in a time of great famine, we're in a time of death, we're in a time of mourning, we're in a time of war. Wars and rumors of wars, man. Like Apostle of the Gabar was saying, the word for rumor in the Greek, rumare, in Matthew's 24th chapter, it means to make a noise. So basically, there's noise of different wars going on, wars that's getting started, wars that's getting ready to start. But yet the end is not nigh. The end is not yet. But evils are going to multiply at the same time. We're going to have low stockpiles of resources, man. Instead of empty storehouses, famine, orchestrated famines, dearth upon the earth. Pestilences, they're going to release more pestilences out here. People in civil unrest, still waiting for the civil war to kick off. So it's going to get bad out here, man. So it's going to be like a domino effect of shit, a shitstorm of events. It's not just going to be one thing. It's going to be a domino effect of things that's going to be totally happening all at the same time, where America's not going to be able to bounce back. America shall not be healed.
It says, verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them.
Yeah.
For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down.
Yeah, destruction, man. It's imminent. And there's going to be a scarcity of men too. Same chapter talks about a rarity of men. Men are going to die of famine, men are going to die of the sword, men are going to die in the war. That's going to be even more. When men are getting drafted and all that, your young men, his husbands and all that, the bridegrooms are getting drafted, and even women too, because it showed you a video of those Navy chicks and all that, the Army chicks that bragging and boasting about, World War I, World War II, and Iran, we ain't scared of you and all this shit. Booty twerking and shit. Nigga woman, now you know how they do. Twerking in the video, talking shit about how they're having a ball, basically, in the US Army and all that, man.
They don't know when to get serious.
They don't know, man. And you women want equality, so yeah, you're going to get put out there too. So there's going to be a scarcity of women out there, but really, because the ratio to women to men is so vast, you're still going to have a lot of women left, but men are going to be out of rare. The men are going to be dying by the stockpiles, man. They're going to be taken out. A lot of them that get drafted, they're not coming back. You're not going to see your boyfriend and your husbands again. That's why the only men that's going to really be left is the men of the Lord. While the other men are going to be bugging out, losing their minds, the only stable men in that time, in that day, is going to be the men of the Lord, like you quoted Isaiah 33:6.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like in Dubai, for example, like people just forwarded a clip of the airport just getting smoked, and like they dropped a bomb, or it might have been a debris, but basically the airport got hit. Now that's gonna fuck up everything, because like they're planning on trying to bring more. They brought some back and they're trying to bring more of these expats back, but if you literally don't have a well functioning airport, what the fuck you gonna do?
And look at that, because we was talking about that before it even happened. We was talking about Dubai and all these celebs trying to escape the UK, and they go to Dubai as a safe haven. And then all them UK, them strikes was happening, the airstrikes. I see all these celebs, the Dutch Vellies and all these niggas panicking and what's going on and all that. All the bouncers and all that chatting shit. Everyone's all panicking and all that. We said that, man. All you guys, you think you can escape because you got a little money. So you're rappers and all that. So you think you can run to Dubai because it's tax-free zone and you can hide in the sand dunes and all that. Nah, you're gonna get affected too because you're in Arab land right there. You're in the bed of the war. You're an idiot for going over there. That's the worst place. You should have gone to the Caribbean or something. You were better off being going to the Caribbean or Ghana even. Niggas love going Ghana. You'd have been better off going down there than to go to Dubai amongst them damn Arabs, man. Why did you do that? Because of pride. And you thought that was going to be a neutral zone. And then look what happened. They was getting hit. There was people stuck, sleeping in fucking car parks and all that for days on end. Paid for hotel. They overstayed their pay. I mean, overstayed their
Yeah, the holiday.
Their holiday and all that shit, and they was calculating up a bill that they couldn't pay for, raking up a bill. You know, it's like they was moving like they was a homeless and all that, and they was on holiday. Certain people was out there for just like a couple of days, and they ended up staying there for days on end, sleeping in car parks and all that shit, inflated beds. It's like it just looked like a straight war zone, man. It was hell for certain people out there, and only just now, from yesterday or whatever, they only started bringing people back. That's like citizens of the UK and all that. Only just now, man. So they've been catching hell over there, man. Probably didn't have like, you know, only a certain amount of food that was going to be given or whatever. You know, all these different things. We're not paying for nothing. So it's totally fucked. But that's what's happening when war kicks off, and you're in this lackadaisical state, thinking you're on a holiday and you don't understand that the world's in turmoil right now. You're just gonna get caught out there. So all of a sudden, when you're trying to escape and move from place to place, you can't. Everything gets locked down. You can't go nowhere. They lock down the airport. You can't go nowhere. You know, you're stuck and you're fucked. All you can do is listen to bombs going off, people crying and screaming. You're fucked, man. So that's for you idiots out there that thought you're gonna escape to Dubai for like to say you're gonna, and that's a neutral zone or something. Now you're coming to find out there's no escape, man. Especially when it comes to this world war, no one's gonna escape. You can't hide nowhere. You know, you're better off being in your homeland and dealing with it there than being some foreign land where you don't know no one and know anything about the place, and you're just stuck there, but in the war zone. You're fucked. You're just gonna be in panic mode the whole time you're there.
Don't speak the language.
Yeah.
Foreign language.
They're not your
It's there,
people.
it's free.
They're just gonna mistreat you anyhow. You know? Probably put them people that did that, they got a first, especially you rappers and all that, you celebs of our people. That's your first encounter with what it's gonna be like during World War. You're gonna be on holiday somewhere thinking shit is sweet, with all your jewels on and all that, dancing, drinking, popping bubbly, and all of a sudden you're gonna be seeing fucking airstrikes, fucking glittering swords flying everywhere over your damn head, buildings blowing up. Then you're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? People running, soldiers with guns and all that in your face. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Shit gets real, man.
Shit gets real. That's for the reality check. For you people trying to do the escapisms and all that. Live in the distraction mode. All that distraction shit's not gonna help you in a day of destruction, man. There's no distractions, man.
So verse 30, it says, or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns.
Yeah, like it show you in the movie I Am Legend, man. Will Smith. The major cities and all that, New York City was looking like a ghost town. Deserted, growing up thorns. It was like, no one was around. It's just him and his dog. And a bunch of night stalkers, man. You know? He was talking to himself, he was talking to mannequins and shit. What you doing out there, Steve? You know, man's going crazy. That's what happens, man. Because there's a rarity of men. Men are going to be hiding in that day. You ain't just going to be walking on the highway and, you know, I'm going to the corner shop like, you know, you ain't going to be walking around in that day. You're going to be hiding, man. Come out at specific times, and you're going to come out armed as well. So you're going to be looking every corner, you know. You're going to be moving like a damn mouse in that day, man. Going from place to place, like a rat trap.
It says, because no man shall travel there through, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms.
Yep.
The women shall mourn, having no husbands.
Right.
Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
Because what's happening right now is just a precursor to what's actually to come. Like, not like right now, people are in this dismay, and it's just a few little bombs dropping in these locations.
Yeah.
Because people are more outraged at the fact that civilian infrastructure is being hit than the fact than there actually being a real national war. But it's gonna come to a point where, like, yeah, nobody's gonna give a shit. Like, there ain't gonna be fucking news broadcasts going on because they're gonna be busy hiding and trying to protect their families as well. I remember High Priest Ariel did this old school video back in the day in the middle of downtown New York. And it's like 999, gonna be seriously busy, dying. And that's when it's gonna be real. Like, when, like, there ain't gonna be none of this, oh shit, man, call a brother up. What's the Lord's name again? All of that type of shit is gonna be out the window.
There's gonna be no communication, man.
Yeah, man.
All that shit's gonna be locked off.
Yeah.
You know? Close down the phone lines, all that shit, man. Internet's gonna be down, blackouts. You know, there's gonna be a crisis, man. And people are gonna go from one situation to another. Like they lean their hand in the wall and a snare, a serpent bit them. You know, it's gonna be a worse scenario for people that don't believe in this truth than people that believe. Because we know what's coming and we know who's bringing it. That's the only difference, man. We're preparing our minds for it, man. Especially like trying to be the part of the Lord's elect. We're preparing our minds for all these evil times that's coming upon the earth. But yet in that time, the Lord said, "Don't worry. He's going to take care of his servants. My servants shall eat." While everyone else is going crazy, panicking, shooting each other, looting up the place, we're going to be all right, man. We're going to be satiated. We're going to be sitting back, enjoying the show. While everyone else is losing their marbles. It says in famine and destruction, thou shalt laugh. So we're going to have a total different mindset. And that's even going to be like seen. Like, people are going to see you and be like, "Why come this guy's not afraid? Like, why is he acting like so nonchalant and calm and collected? And I'm here out here panicking, sweating. I don't even know what's going on." It's something that he knows that I don't know. And that's why the women are going to draw near. The women are going to, because women are social creatures, they can feed off that energy. You can see that a man's more established and calm and on point than other men. They can sense basically a nerd between a nerd and someone that's an alpha kind of spirit, you know? So they're going to come after those men. And those are just so happen to be the men of the Lord. They're going to realize that in that day, women are going to realize men are the prize. You women are not the fucking prize, man. You got all these different talk shows, dating shows, all that. Women acting like you're not the fucking prize, man. You're not the prize. Forget what Esau told you, man. That was lies, man. That was all a mirage. You are not the prize, man. You're not special. You're not as special as you think you are. Because there's dimes upon dimes, dozens of you, man. You know. But for the real men of the Lord, that's a rarity. That's scarcity, man. That's like really the 1%, the real 1% of the 1%. You know. So they're going to be scarce in that day too.
Especially when the Psalms 91 kicks in as well. Because, people, you mentioned people think Dubai is a safe place. All these different safe locations, neutral zone hubs and stuff like that. But really, the only safest place to be is in, this truth.
Yeah.
Psalms 91, under the shadow of the Almighty.
Yeah. And if you're a woman, the only way you're going to be able to get access is through the man of the Lord. You can't skip the man of the Lord and go to Yahweh Shai. He's not going to deal personally with you. You can't do that, man. That's why you're supposed to have a husband. In this truth, for you Israelite women out there. So, a lot of you women are going to have to lower your standards, man. Because you women are too picky nowadays, man. You're acting like the grass is greener on the other side. So you fuck with one dude for 1 minute, and then because you don't want to settle, you're thinking you can do better. You want to jump in another man's cock trice and all that, or whatever. Cocking and do the same thing and all that, the cock carousel as you call it, that's not going to work, man. That's not going to work. That's just going to keep devaluing you, man. So the time's going to come where you're going to have to lower the ego, humble yourself, and actually acknowledge that you are not the fucking prize, man. You are not the prize. The man is the prize, because the man has the seed within his royal oats, man. That alone sets the division between man and woman, because the man carries the seed in his royal oats, in his groins, Without the man, you can't do shit, You can't even survive without the man. That's why a lot of women are going to be out here wailing like banshees and all that, crying for help in these last days. They're going to be crying for them. All these independent women talk about, I don't need a man. They're the first ones that's going to be crying for men. They're going to be crying for protection, and 911, all them services there, they're not going to come to your aid. They're not going to be working. especially the police service and that. They're not going to come to your aid in that day. So you're going to be fucked. You're going to be fucked, man. So either you bow down, get down, or you get, get moved to the side, man. Because I guarantee there's going to be a lot of women that are going to, especially young women too, that are just going to be like fall in line. They ain't going to be like a headache. They're just going to fall in line and be like, fuck it, man. At least I get to survive. And I belong to, and he's mine. And basically, he's my protector.
Yeah.
He's going to take care of me if I just obey him and all that. Rather than me stubborn, stuck, older women that, stuck in their ways, they don't want to change. Yeah, you stay stuck in your ways. You go on your own and survive, man. We ain't out here for all you women. We're going to be like pick of the litter, man.
Yeah.
We're going to be very picky. Like, we want them pick-me girls as well, too. We love pick-me girls, man. Because pick-me girls know about order. They know how to, be submissive. Pick-me girls, man. They'll do anything to impress their man, basically. More than all these stuck-up girls that run their mouth and want to be argumentative. Always got always want to have the last word. And we ain't got time for them type of bitches. You bitches can go, man. All this no boo and all that. You ain't gonna be no boo in that day. No boo for who, man? No boo. There ain't no boo, man. You ain't got to no boo restaurants, man. You ain't gonna be able to finesse me in that day. You could never even finesse me now, but in that day, talking about some no boo and all that, take me out on a date. You ain't gonna be able to finesse no brother that's in his truth in that day. You're just gonna be looking at me with disdain, man. If you say one more thing, that's your life, man. You say one more thing to piss me off, that's it. You're done. You're finished. You're out here on your own. We're gonna have to pick of the litter. And you women are going to realize, I'm going to keep saying, you women are going to realize that we are the prize. Isaiah 13:12. The man is more precious than fine gold. It didn't say the woman. It says the man is more precious than fine gold. Yeah. Especially an Israelite man at that knows this truth. You're going to realize that we're so, on a higher level than you ever thought. Because we're the right-hand men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. I was watching that today. What was I watching? Oh no, it's the new Dracula movie, Van Helsing and all that. It was decent, alright, but obviously Dracula, same typical movie type shit. But then basically, like, Van Helsing was like, because he's a priest, isn't it? So he's playing the service of like a prophet, and Dracula was shook of him. Like, at first he wanted to kill him, but then he started to drop some like biblical speech and all that, and then like Dracula all of a sudden started getting shook, showing you that the prophets, man. When the prophets come into town, everything gets laid down, man. Everyone gets shook, man. Because the prophets are the right-hand man of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Look at the prophet Samuel, man. People were scared of Samuel, man. King Saul was scared of Samuel, man. He was shook. Because he knew what was going off, and he knew he was disobeying. And when Samuel cursed him out, man, he felt it, man. He knew that the Lord wasn't dealing with him no more. He ripped his garment and all that. He said, this day you're done, man. You're finished. You and your son, you're going to die by the hands of the Philistines and all that. And then he called it, conjured up his spirit as well with a queen, witch Endor and all that. So it made Samuel even more pissed. Like, why have you disquieted me, man? I told you already, man, what your punishment was. Now this day you're going to be in the heavens with me. Just as you see me now in the spiritual realm chilling, you're going to be with me in the heavens too, because you totally went off. Like, when the prophets came into town, people got shook, man. Elijah, all these different men. And they were all Israelites, man, by the way. Weren't no fucking Ishmaelites. Weren't no Arabs. Weren't no Africans. They were all Israelites, man. All the prophets of the Lord are all born Israelites, man. Even our Lord and Savior Yahushua comes from the tribe of Judah. He's the ultimate Israelite, man. He's the ultimate prophet. This whole book is about him. It's written of him, man. So he's the word. So you people want to look down upon the men of the Lord and talk shit. In that day, like it says in Psalms 110, that people should be willing in the day of thy power, man. Because really, like, even before the king, the prophets is like real bad. They're real bad men, man. They're the Most High's right-hand men, man. Like, they're serious men. You can't mess with the prophets, man. Even if a young man like Jeremiah, as young as he was. He was a young man. But Israel was messing around, but the Lord dealt with those niggas off the backs of them tampering with, playing around with his prophet, trying to kill him. You can't play with the prophets, man. Say that in Psalms, touch not my anointed, neither do my prophets no harm. It's better that you put a millstone around your neck, drown at the bottom of the sea to touch one of my little ones. When the prophets come into town, man, it's a serious time, man. That means the law means business. So you get Jeremiah 28:8. See? That means the law means business, man. That means something serious is about to happen. Because we're the actual mouthpiece of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. As if he was down here himself, speaking to the congregation, speaking to Israel. The Lord uses men to do it.
This is Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yeah, man. So that's why the greatest job of a man of the Lord is basically to be a prophet, man. That's the greatest job you could ever want to be. That's the greatest title or, job title, office you could attain, is to be a prophet of the Lord, a minister, man. Because that's like,
The seal.
yeah, man, the seer of the Lord, man, a visionary, a messenger. That's a serious occupation right there, man. And you're going to be greatly rewarded for it too. Even if you die in this truth, your labor of love is not going to be in vain, man. You're going to get rewarded. You're going to reward you like a true king. You're going to put a gold crown in your head. And you're going to live in abundance, man. You're going to truly be blessed. Like that we don't speak about the reward enough. Like we speak about the hurt and the chaos and all of that. But what about the reward, man? The reward that Israelites are going to get, man, for doing this work that we're doing right here, making ourselves a spectacle, unto the world for the Lord, for foolishness' sake and all that, and all that stuff, all the so-called bad things that they make it to be, like, being out here in this truth and all that. The way the Lord's going to reward you, man, fucking hell, man, you can't even put it into words, man.
Yeah, I have not seen nor ear heard what the Lord has prepared for them that love him.
You can't put it into words, man. It's just going to be so much abundance and blessings, man. Just overloading of blessings that you can't even count. You're just going to be like, what the hell? I gained all this just for what I did, just for speaking the word and enduring unto the end. And you gained all of this. You're going to be owning kingdoms and all that, man. You're going to be owning planets, owning peoples, nations and all that. Your name's just going to live on forever. Your name's going to be forever in the good book, so to speak. Solidified, 30, like they say in the road, 30. The Lord's going to make you 30, man. There's no other better blessing than that.
Right.
So you be certified in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh as one of his top men. And your name's written in the book of life, man. Like, established, like, concrete, that you're one of those men. And then your title's never going to be diminished, bro.
So, yeah.
You're never going to taste the death anyway, so your title will live as long as you're going to live, which is forever.
To be crowned by Yahweh Shai, man.
To be crowned by the Lord himself.
It's a deep thing, not light.
That's a serious blessing, man.
Yeah. And
You won't drink wine with the Lord, break bread with the Lord, drink wine. Say he's not even going to drink wine yet until we get into the kingdom. The best of the best wine. He's been saving that wine for 2,000 years. So when we get into the kingdom, he's going to bust actual glass with those men. Abu Razal will be part of that number. Whether it's in the ship or when we get back into the Holy Land, the Lord's going to have that ceremony, man. You're going to bust the yayan. And it's going to be some serious yayan at that. You're going to taste the quality. You'll be like, God damn. There's some serious yayan right here, man. This is the best yayan I've ever tasted in my life. No fucking, no no preservatives and all that. No additives and all that shit. Just pure yayan, bro. Like no fucking, no side ingredients like all that chemical shit. The E numbers and all these different preservatives they put in the wine that gives you a headache after. It's gonna be pure yayan, man.
Real organic.
Yeah, real organic wine, man. Pure grape. The blood of the grape, man. And we're gonna have the vine dressers as well, making constant wine bottles for us. Like these devils, how they live, they got, when you go to the different manners and that, what is the manor, they got their own little fucking wine cellars. They got, I remember they even brought it out one time, they had a Rothschild bottle. I'm sure it goes back to the 1700s. They had a Rothschild bottle, man. The actual Rothschild wine, I think it was wine as well. It was either wine or a champagne. But they actually have a cellar, and they got Rothschild bottles, man, with their own alcohol, showing you that they're living in their heaven. This is their heaven, man. What the fuck do they need? You know, they don't need no salvation. I don't know what Deacon Assad and these guys are crying about. What does Esau need to be saved from, man? The Rothschilds, they're in their heaven. They got wine bottles named after them, man. They're in their fucking heaven, man. They live in the best of the best parts of the earth, eating the best of the best foods and drinks and all that.
They got lands named after them.
They got lands, they got people, that they own people, so they're blessed already. They're in the habitation. You know, what they don't they don't want for anything, you know.
Yeah,
Like
they're
it tells
not
in
in
Psalm
trouble.
73, they're not in trouble like other men. Exactly. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, they ain't in trouble with other men, because at the end of the day, you read it earlier, the earth is truly given into the hand of the wicked, man. This whole kingdom is set up for the betterment of Esau Edom, man. But the kingdom to come is going to be ours to rule. And that's when we're going to put these devils in severe subjection.
Yeah.
In fact, for me,
Go
real
ahead.
quick.
And the trillionaire in this kingdom on this side is going to be nothing compared to an Israelite in the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah, exactly.
The average Jake's going to be a trillionaire. That's going to be like low. You know.
Yeah, real talk. Revelations 13:9. If any man have an ear to hear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And like the same way we went into captivity as a nation, the kings, the prophets, the average Jake, the black woman, all of us, all you Edomites are going to go into captivity. You even got these fucking wicked ass scoffers in Israel talking about, oh, you know, you're going to have a small group of Edomites that are going to forsake their forefathers. And they're going to somehow get into that's all bullshit, man. Even though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, like the scripture says in Proverbs, man, the 11th chapter. You're all going to go into captivity, from the Rothschilds to the fucking football hooligans and that. Like, every single one of you is going to go into captivity. It's just that, like, your elites are going to be the first crop that are going to then be responsible for burying the bodies, but you're all going to come back.
Yeah. Like your brother said, from the Rothschilds to the lowest of the low Spurs supporter.
Yeah, bro.
You know?
Yeah.
Getting ready to be relegated and all that.
Yeah.
You guys, you all going into slavery. Six-pack Joes, all of you, man. The Lord's not a respecter of persons. That's why the Lord put us into captivity. Because the whole nation didn't go up, but the majority of our people went off. And so the rest of us had to suffer it. So it goes from your forefathers and it proceeds on down. That's why the Lord said, Deuteronomy 28, you and your king are going to go into slavery. And our king did go into slavery with us. You know, which is King Marshall, King David, in the reincarnation. For those who have an ear to hear. So the Lord has a respect of persons, doesn't have a respect of persons, man. So all of Esau, all of Ammon, all of Moab, all these other nations, you're going into captivity. Ain't going to be sparing none of you, man. And Esau's the number one ultimate slave that's going to be getting his ass kicked in the kingdom. Even by these other heathen nations, they're going to want a piece of his ass in the kingdom of heaven, man. But they're going into captivity too. Esau's not going to be alone, but he's going to be the number one most sought after. You know? We're going to be trading them devils like their stocks on the market, man. Like their commodities and that.
You know,
they did it to us. They're trading us on them auctioning blocks. They're going to be in high priority, high demand in the kingdom too. We're going to be trading them off, man. Putting them through hell. Especially the kings, the nobles and all that. The Rothschild families and their offspring and all that. They're going to be in them auctioning blocks. Getting sold on a daily, on a weekly probably. Getting sold to different plantations, man. Brothers are going to be, you know, putting them to work in different plantations, man. They're going to be highly sought after. Because they're the devils that brought this chaos upon the earth.
The scripture says in the Psalms as well, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones
Yeah.
against the stones.
Can you imagine you got a little Rothschild baby?
Oh man, you're all red in there.
You're going to take his head and smash it into a fucking boulder, man.
It's gonna burst, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Terrors, man.
Drop a whole truckload of rocks on his damn head. You know? That's what you call revenge, man. That's what you call poetic justice, man. Sweet mercies, man. You know, of the Lord.
So I got something. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
Yeah, it says all. It didn't say some. It didn't say a few. It says all. That's like in Revelation 13 and 10. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. There's no negotiations, man. It didn't say some are going to go into captivity. They're all going into captivity. What part of that precept does it say that you misunderstand, man? Why are Deacon Assad in the car saying that some are going to make it when it's saying all?
Crazy, man, to make that statement.
That means you're saying that the Lord's a liar. That's why the Lord's going to kill you niggas, man. Because you guys are constantly adding it in the way. And you're disrespectful too, you know?
Yeah, it says, all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
Yeah, you spoil us, man. Even to this day, they're spoiling us. They want to stick chips on us now. Who's spoiling us, man? You know, constantly got us on the bottom total society and all that. Yeah. These devils set up this whole system to oppress Jake, man. This whole system has been set up, like I told you in Psalms 83, to oppress Jake. Systematic oppression, man. And it's to the point where Jake don't even understand that Jake don't even believe they're being systematically oppressed. Because they've been so used to it, they're thinking that they're free. That's how destroyed our people are in the mind, man. They're homeborn slaves now. They don't even want to resist. They're just ready to be like, you know, serve their master, basically. They don't even have that spirit of resistance no more. That's why the Lord said he's going to rouse Jake up. Like a lion's whelp, like a baby lion, you know. The Lord's got to rouse us back up, you know. Put that spirit of, that warrior spirit back in us. That's why you're seeing Jake's constantly getting, you know, put on, different situations, getting killed by the police and all these different things, ICE agents and all that. Because he's got to rouse us back up, man, put that warrior spirit back on us, man. Because we've been asleep for too long, been dormant for too long, you know, couching down. It's coming though, go ahead.
It says, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
All these nations preyed upon us, man. As I said, Psalms 83 gives you these first two head nations that preyed upon us. Esau, Edom, and Ishmael, man. The Arabs, they preyed upon us, man. Those are the two main masters of the transatlantic slave trade. The Arabs and Esau. They were the two heads of that shit, man. They mastered the plan. Even, you know, from way back then. They mastered the plan to take us down, to keep us down. And these other nations, they benefited off that because, you know, that's why you're having... that's why you would have such a thing called like an immigration problem. Because you have immigrants that can't even speak a lick of English coming to your native land. And then they're getting the benefits that you're supposed to be getting as a citizen. They're getting the free housing and all these different things, welfare and all that. And they're living basically better than the average citizen that's working a 9 to 5, you know, in their society, man. You know, the immigrants are getting treated better than the actual citizens. That's how it goes, man. And these other nations, they come up into your country, they set up businesses, they get loans and grants and all that. They're able to get more access to these things than the actual citizen that's been living in the land since the day of his birth. It don't make no fucking sense.
They're the dogs.
They're the dogs eating off the crumbs at the table. Lazarus.
The rich man.
That's it. So there's other nations are the dogs, like the Chinese and all that. That's why you got Chinese in every fucking corner in the hood, man. You got Chinese shop in every damn corner, literally, man. It's been there since in primary school.
Yeah.
Still in business to this day. Doesn't look as busy as it used to, but it's still in business, man. The doors have never closed, basically. Never seen it there where it's like, oh, they're, you know, shut for business, like shut for, you know, because they've lost the business and all that. They've always been there, serving that dirty ass Chinese, man. making money off you, off the backs of. Then you got every corner you got a fried chicken shop as well, fried chicken, whatever, man. Fake KFC shop. You got Morley's on every fucking corner. You know, and that's Elam and Ishmael and all that, benefiting off of our people. So these nations have been benefiting, man. They can't complain. They can't complain, man. But that shows you that they're in their heaven and we're in their hell. That's why we need salvation, because we're in hell. We're in a lower state.
Verse 17, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord.
Yeah, all that trauma, man. When you're going through transatlantic slave trade and all these, that's nothing but pure trauma, man. Generational trauma. From generation to generation, it's embedded in your DNA. You just live a traumatic life because your upbringing and how your people came around. It just goes from generation to generation, from sea to sea. You know, that's why our people suffer from all kinds of trauma, man. Mental health and all these different things. That's why our people are all constantly in the system and all that, man. Broken down, just degenerate. It's the trauma, man. Even down to the diet, man. That's why most of our people are the women are obese and all that, overweight. It's the trauma, man. From a young child, something happened to them, traumatic stress caused them to, overeat. So we need help, man. We need to be made whole again. We need salvation. That's why our Lord and Savior Yahushua said that he that is not in need of a physician, roughly paraphrasing, is not in need of a
whole is not in need of a physician.
Yeah, he that is not as whole is not in need of a physician, man. But we need a physician. We're not whole. We're destroyed, man. Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. We need salvation, man. That's only for the nation of Israel. These people on the sign here, they need salvation. Esau doesn't need salvation. And they're not going to receive it either. As I said, where's the gates in the 12 gates of the kingdom of heaven? Where's the gate for Esau, Edom? Where's the gate for Moab and Ammon? There is no gate, so they're not going to receive no salvation, man. Forget what Deacon Assad and the car's talking about. Them guys are straight sellouts, man. Them guys are compromised intel.
There's a lot of that in Israel, man.
Yeah. They've been around, but now they're just being exposed even more. A lot of compromised intel out there, man. Just like how they infiltrated the Black Panthers. You got the same thing going on in Israel. A lot of guys infiltrated, man. Spying out the Lord's liberty. So they can, get us hemmed up. In some cases, man. That's what they're there for. In the time of persecution, they can get us hemmed up. Even that's not going to work against them. Because the Lord's going to be with those men in that time, in that hour too. If we're brought before the courts and judges, the Lord's still going to be with those men. The Lord's not going to be with the spies and agents. They're going to be destroyed.
This is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz.
Yeah, the land of Uz right now is America, man. The borders of wickedness. The Edomites' habitation, the land of Bozrah. It's not talking about in the Middle East. It's talking about America. That's their habitation right now. Their main land. Go ahead.
The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
Yeah, the main cup. What's that? It's going off. Battery's dead.
This has not been charged. Hang on.
It's not even been charged.
This is charged, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fully charged.
It should show you that it's charging though, isn't it?
It's still running. It's on.
Yeah, but make sure the thing's charging though. Doesn't it show you the signal
Crazy.
that
I
it's
don't
charging?
know what. I don't think it was on. It's
It's
charging.
on.
It's on.
So why is it buzzing?
I think sometimes you gotta press that in it to start it off. I think maybe I don't know if it happened, but
Yeah, we'll go to sergeant.
let me just check it. So I'll be here for a bit,
Come.
so I can watch it.
Yeah. So what was you reading?
I'll read it again.
No, let him read it. What was you reading?
Lamentations 4 and 21.
That's it.
so I can listening like last time.
Lamentations 4:21.
Mm-hmm.
Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz.
Yep.
The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
Okay.
Thou shalt be the cup also shall pass unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked.
Yeah, man. So you're gonna be. Look, the Lord's exposing you. The Lord's been exposing you shameful experience. And now it's time for your judgment, man. Now it's time for you to drink that cup. You've been exposed for the devil that you are. All these nations basically despise and hate you now. Thou art greatly despised amongst the nations, like it tells you in the book of Obadiah. So now it's your time to feel the end of the stick, basically. Feel the end of the shiny boot up your arse, man. And it's coming. Revelations 2:25 tells you, man, the Lord gonna give us power over the nations. You know, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall receive power over the nations, man.
That's right.
And we gonna beat your asses into dust, man. We gonna beat your asses down, man. You know, and we gonna enjoy it too, because we know you devils like to resist and run your mouth. So you know, at the first, you know, for the first couple of hundreds of thousands or whatever devils that we capture, you're gonna be more resistant. You're not gonna be like just quickly to oblige and take orders. So we're gonna have fun in beating your asses down, man. We're gonna have fun in that, man. We're gonna boast in your oppression. We're gonna boast ourselves. You know, like it tells in Isaiah 60. Okay, look.
The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
Yeah, daughter of Zion is talking about who? The Israelites now on this sign. You Negroes, Latinos, Native American, meaning our time of judgment is up. The time of the curses is going to be fully lifted off of us and put on our enemies.
He will no longer carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity. O daughter of Edom, he will discover thy sins. So
So the curses are going to be on all our enemies, man. Starting with Esau, Edom. So they're going to be the bottom feeders of society. They're going to know what it's like to be most hated and most undesired. You're even seeing it in little specks of it now. Their own women are turning against them. That's like when the apostles say, you truly lost your kingdom when your own women turn against you. Like the Edomite women are just doing back-to-back videos on why they, adore the black man. And why they desire the black man more than the white man nowadays. So that just shows you that Esau is losing. On all fronts, man, on all spectacles, man. On all levels. And in the kingdom, your women are not going to desire you. They're going to want to desire to be with Jakes. You know? They're going to desire that melanin like they are now. But even more so in the kingdom, man. You know? Because they're going to realize we're the true regal, royal people of the earth. We're the powers that the Lord said that was going to be total gods, a nation of gods, you know? And we're going to rule like gods too. We have spiritual power, all of that. You know, we're going to be the most desired. So you devils are going to feel you're going to feel the full frontier, or whatever you want to call it, of the curses of the Lord, man, from Deuteronomy 30:7. You know, you're going to feel what Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 on down is all about. All them curses are going to come upon you and your people, man, and the other nations too. Your families are going to be divided. You're going to be going through all kinds of mental torture, physical torture, like pestilences, ailments, all these different things. You're going to be a cursed people, a no name, and you devils are talentless as well. Like your whole society is built off the backs of Jake. Like the sports and entertainment. If Jake wasn't involved, you know, everything would still be in black and white, basically, man. In regard to sports and entertainment, because we're the life of everything, man. You know, Jake is the livelihood of everything. We're lively people, as the scripture says. So anything we put our hands to, we turn it into gold, man. We turn it into a gold mine. We make it look great, even if it's something as simple as, throwing a basketball in a damn a rim. You know, we make that look great. You know, slam dunking a basketball and all those different things. We make those things look great, just being Israelites, man. Because we're the God's chosen people. We're greater than everyone else on the earth. Esau is talentless, man. So imagine him in the kingdom being a no-name like that. You're not even going to want him around, really. You're just going to want him in a field somewhere working, you know, just beating his ass just for looking the way he looks. You're gonna be totally discarded and hated in the kingdom of heaven, man. Just like you can see how everyone's turning on you right now. You're starting to hate the so-called white man, especially Amalek, like thou art greatly despised. That's gonna be like on 100 in the kingdom of heaven, times 10, times 100, man. Everyone's gonna hate and despise you. Like you're just gonna be the look of ridicule in the kingdom, man. Look at this vermin, man, this vile beast. You're gonna treat animals better than fucking Esau, Edom in the kingdom, man. Yeah, you're gonna be truly hated in the kingdom of heaven, and rightfully so, because you devils are too fucking proud. That's why the Lord's letting you, gassing you up. He's basically hardening your hearts. He's letting you gas yourself up, basically, prop yourself up. Because when that damnation comes, it's gonna be so destructive and so, harsh. Yeah, you're gonna deserve it. Because all of that fucking pride, man. Like, look, DJ Trump, all the proud statements that he's been making since this whole attack on Iran, even though for the most part they're losing the war, not really winning, but they're acting like they're the winners, and they're taking down the enemy. Like, to say you've won already, this shit ain't over yet. It's not gonna go. This whole thing that you had about the regime changing, it hasn't gone to plan. It's backfired, man. And these Iranians, they don't wanna stop, man. So it's gonna be like a forever war. But what you don't understand is this so-called forever war is not gonna be like World War I and World War II, where it's gonna last a couple of years. So the Lord said the third war coming quickly, and it's only gonna take 1 hour with all that nuclear weaponry that's out there for the Lord to totally dismantle and destroy Babylon the Great, aka America. 1 hour, man. So this war ain't gonna take long. Ain't gonna be still be here until 2030, and we're still going back and forth with Iran and Russia and nah, man. It could happen for 6 to 12 months from now. All hell could just, the nukes could be flying. All we need is that mark of the beast system to be implemented first. That's all we need. Once you hear breaking news, there's a registration date for everyone to get a biometric device, digital ID, by so-and-so date. Otherwise, you're going to get arrested or you're going to be off the grid and rare tear. And he's sort of saying it's a mandatory thing. You got to do it by law, by his law. That's when there's countdown even. That's when the countdown goes even faster. That's when this place is like a ticking time bomb for real. Because as soon as that breaking news comes through the news, the headlines and all that, brothers is going to be elated, happy as fuck, praising Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, doing videos and all that, saying, here, look, the mark of the beast is here now. They're asking for brothers to register and all that. Don't take the mark. And then whoever takes it has to take it, whatever. And the elect are not going to be, going to take it. They're going to be preserved not to take it, even if unto death. And then lo and behold, after that, the missiles are going to be flying. That can happen between now to less than a year from now. Who knows? But we're not going to be here for another 5 years. That's too long. I can't see it. Me personally, I can't see it. But I don't. That's too long of a stretch, man. Why is the Lord going to make us wait another 5 years? We're already here at the door.
Scripture says there'll be no flesh left to be saved.
Yeah, man. He's shortening the day. Lord's not going to make this thing going for another 3 years and all that. Nah, man. We're out of here now, man. This is it. This is what brothers have been prophesying, crying about, waiting for, man. This is it, man. We didn't even expect that the war was going to kick off this March. We didn't know that. It's already started. War of Armageddon's already started now. Literally, it's actually begun. It's just got to escalate. Just like Jacob's trouble. We're already in Jacob's trouble, but it's got to escalate. That's it. So, yeah, man. We ain't got long left, man. We definitely haven't got long left. So anyone that thinks we're going to still be here in 2030 and all that, you got another thing coming, mate. You need to get your minds prepared for what's coming now. Because it can happen any day from now. Esau's already got the infrastructure. All he has to do is just, basically do an on and off switch with this great reset and all that. Totally shut down the old system, crash it, and then turn on the on switch again. Great reset, 6G, whatever, system, digital, currencies and digital money, and initiate the chip. It's an on and off switch thing, man. It's not no long thing no more. This thing's they've been setting up this system for a long time, the infrastructure and all that, man.
Yeah.
It's ready to go. That's why you got Switzerland. They already been taking the chip for years now. They already been got citizens taking the chip. Before even the vid came to pass, man, they was taking the C-hip over there in Sweden. So they're down for the system. They're already used to it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just got to be a worldwide thing.
I got this. Okay. 1 Thessalonians 5:2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are the children. Ye are all the
because
children.
we're the watchmen, man. So when you're watching, that means you got the spiritual eyesight and you're on point, man. You're constantly warning the people you're watching for the enemy. You're watching the latest geopolitical news, and you're watching for breaking news and situations like that. You're a watchman. You're on your job, basically. Go ahead up.
Ye are all the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
Yeah, the niggas that was asleep was the guys that was over there back in Dubai thinking they was in the safe zone, and all of a sudden they're seeing airstrikes. That's Jake's that's in the sleep, under that sleep paralysis. We're not in that spirit. That's why brothers have been saying, don't be booking any holidays anytime soon. I wouldn't expect any brothers that's in their right mind to want to be booking any holidays that's in anytime soon. Because you can see what the spirit of the earth is right now. The planes could crash, anything could happen, man. You could be stuck in another country. You might want it to go there for a day or two. Next minute something happens, you're stuck in that country for weeks on end. Can't even get in contact with you. Don't know what's going on over there. You're just out there on your own. Derelict, like, you don't want to get caught out there like that. So you got to be wise. The scripture says to be wise as a serpent, and harmless as a dove. Be circumspect, man. Know your surroundings, man. So it's not going to be a wise situation to be booking any holidays and trying to go into exotic trips right now. That's not the mindset. Why would you want to do that anyway, man? We're in hell. There's no point. You can't escape what's going on right now. You can't escape it, man. There's just too much going on the earth. And either way, one way or another, everyone's going to be affected, man. Either personally or people around you, That's the time of the earth that we're in right now. This whole system has got to crumble. People don't seem to understand. This whole system's got to come down. So the Lord's affecting everything on every infrastructure of this world right now. The Lord's affecting it, man. So ain't no distractions, man. Mirth for the land is gone.
Scripture says also, in their affliction they shall seek me early.
Yeah.
It's coming, man.
Personally, I only want to get caught out there in some land, some unknown land, strange land. I don't even know the language and all that. Yeah. And some wars going on out there. You don't know what the fuck's going on. You don't even know if you're gonna make it back. Nah, that's low. I'll save my money on top of that as well. Save my money, man. All them expensive flights and shit. And certain people, they pay for flights, and then they're not even allowed to get refunds and shit. But if they want to try and get a refund of air service, they make it a long thing, man. And they give you the runaround basically, because you're not priority. So you're just throwing away hundreds and thousands of pounds on some trip you wanted to go to, and you can't even get your money back if you can't make it. And they'll probably send you a voucher in the post, from BA.
For sure.
Yeah, sure, give you a little voucher on your next flight. Taking the piss. All them people that was going on the Emirates and all that, sitting back taking showers on the plane, them people was pissed, bruv. Guarantee those people were pissed, man. They got stuck out there in Arab land, UAE and all that shit. Thought shit was sweet, man. So it just shows you, man, you can't escape. You just can't escape, man. When the Lord pours out that judgment, there's no escape, man. There's nowhere you can fly to. There's no neutral zone. There's nowhere you can hide. No matter where you are on the earth, if you're supposed to meet a certain particular path of judgment, you're going to meet that, man. The only ones that's going to be able to hide is the wicked elite, because they're going to be hiding in their bunkers and all that shit. But either even them, they can't really, all they're doing is preserving themselves for slavery. They're not escaping nothing, really. They make it out, actually what they're doing is putting themselves in a worse predicament. You'd be better off just dying on this side than hiding in a bunker and getting put in slavery. Because that means you still got to carry on living. And you got to go back and straight into hardcore slavery. And you're old as fuck.
Yeah, they were actually set up to hide.
Yeah,
They're actually set up to do. Scripture says they would do that.
yeah. Amos 9:2. You know, though they hide themselves in the valleys of Mountain of Carmel, all that, down there in the bottom of the ocean, the Leviathan. And don't forget the teeth of wild beasts. It's gonna come up as well in these last days. They had something called doomsday fish that came up in the waters over there. I think it's Australia, one of them places. They was having some doomsday fish, and they said that the only time they come up is basically during the prediction of doomsday. It's like it's omen. They call them doomsday fish, like some long serpent type looking fish, look like snakes. You know, they're all wiggling and shit, but they're big as fuck, bare long and that. They call them doomsday fish. And they've been coming up ashore, basically. Two of them came up ashore, some island somewhere. And they have to push them back in the water and all that, because they were just like, what the fuck is this? I've never seen no fish like that. They look like prehistoric as well, the way they look. If it's not AI, which I don't think it was AI, but they call them doomsday fish, man. It's like, you look it up in Google, you'll probably find out a little history on that. But yeah, it's a omen. Why they call doomsday fish? Because they only appear in a time when destruction's coming upon the earth. That's what they said. So it's like once in the blue moon, you see them type of fish. And we're in a time where doom is about to come to this empire right now. You had a blood moon on March the 3rd that night. You had a lunar blood moon eclipse. You know, at the same time, the situation in Iran, people getting bombed and all that. So that's showing you the vibration of the earth. The Lord's getting ready to spill a lot of blood. And that's also in the scriptures, Joel 2:30 as well. The blood shall be turned into, the moon shall be turned into blood and all that before the great and terrible day of the Lord. So these are all omens, man. Signs of the end. The end is manifest. So what mindset should you be in? Should you be in the spirit of, I want to book a holiday? Or you should be preparing yourself mentally for the day of the Lord, for the mark of the beast. Because imagine you was on a holiday and then you get caught up in whatever, and then they say, oh, the only way you can get back is you got to stick a chip in your body. What are you going to do? Majority of people are going to say, fuck it, I'll take the chip. Or you're going to say no and starve out there in some unknown land. So you're going to put yourself in circumstances where you just fucked yourself over. So it's just better to stay, keep your eyes single, like the scripture says. Stay on point, man. You know? We're going to have all kinds of holidays in the kingdom anyway, man. And our holidays ain't going to be going to no island or resorts. Our holidays are going to different planets. How about that? A planet going to another planet, but the whole planet's your holiday. How about that? You know? You're going throughout the galaxies. That's going to be a holiday in itself. Having your own chariot, man. This guy, our car, talking about some G-Wagon. You know, I want the finer things in life. Talking about some fucking G-Wagon that he got for 200 grand. That's what you sold out for, some G-Wagon. But have you ridden in the chariot before? A chariot that doesn't break down. You know? The fuck, what would you rather have, a chariot of the Lord or a fucking G-Wagon made by Esau, man? And this is what Jake sell out for. Anyway, also, last couple of precepts we close out, man. Is it Jake is stupid? I get that actually. Get that Luke 6 and 20. Is it Luke 6 and 5 or 6:25? Because you got these guys, man, that are selling themselves short for all these little Happy Meal toys. Talk about G-Wagons. I want to enjoy the finer things of life. But you know, in the kingdom, we're gonna have greater things, man. As I said, if you've rolled around in the chariot before, You can ride in to different galaxies and even to the spiritual realm in a chariot, rather than some fucking G-Wagon. You have to go 20 miles per hour on the roads here. You can't even lick speed, or you're gonna end up like Getz. And that nigga Getz, man,
He ain't coming out.
he deserved what he got, man. I saw that video, man, the surveillance video. I was just scratching my head like, what the fuck is, what is this guy on, man? He was just defying all kinds of laws, bro. He was driving opposite side of the road for the whole journey, blood. Just busted. He was in Dawson Junction. He was everywhere, bro. Bro, he was violated so much, bro. He could have killed like 10 people at that one drive that he did, man. I don't know if it was all in that same night, but the way he was driving, bro, that erratic driving that he was doing, bro, he could have killed so many people, man. I'm surprised he only killed one person. When I saw that video, the amount of the bike cyclists and all that, he could have licked down. He could have crashed into other cars, licked down pedestrians crossing the road. Bro, he was just driving crazy.
Possessed.
That's what people were saying. He was like, he was on the run from someone, bro. It's like, bro, this guy's driving like to say he just shot someone, bro. Or he just has no patience to just wait in a fucking line like everyone else before the lights turn green. He just dips into the lane and then just, darts over the fucking road. Bro, he was just moving crazy. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, bro. I was like, rah. After everyone saw that video, everyone was like, yeah, you deserve what you got, man. Basically. Because you was driving, that's like the worst driving, some of the worst driving man's ever seen. And you was so-called under the influence and all that, but even so, come on, man. Who does that though, man? Why would you drive so erratically like that? So dangerously like that? What are you on? He was just moving like he was in GTA. He was just MP3, he was just NPCing it all the way, man.
All the 5 stars.
Yeah. GTA just knock anyone over. You can just crash and all these different things. Have bare different lives. He was just moving, bro. He was moving crazy. 12 years. He got a light one still. He got a light sentence, boy. Because he's only going to do half or a quarter of that. Then they're going to so-called release him. But he's going to die anyway. Because by the time he comes out, this was going to be fucking... So he's not going to make it anyway, man. He's already signed out. Or if they want to give him early release, they're going to tell him take the chip. He's going to take it. He's going to be like, I need to get out on good behavior or whatever. Take the chip and I'll give you early release. He'll do it. Go ahead.
Yeah. This is Luke chapter 6 and verse 20. I'll start from 23. Rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation.
Yeah, you guys sending out for G-Wagons and Happy Meal toys and all of that. You receive your consolation means second best. We want the first prize, man. We want the kingdom. That's what the apostles was asking the Lord. We gave up everything. What are we going to receive for this, Lord? He said, all right, man, you're going to receive 100-fold. You're going to be sitting on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You're going to be sitting on crowns, man. Judges, pure judges of the earth, real authorities, solidified, man. And you're going to have golden crowns, golden scepters. You're going to have people at your beck and call. You're going to have all the women you desire, all the food, everything in abundance, all the children you want to, have, basically, multiply in the earth. All the wives and concubines, virgins, Certain brothers going to have like 5,000 wives, man. And probably 1,000 of them, are going to be like concubines and shit. Who knows, man? But the numbers are just numerous. The Lord's going to just reward his men, like truly. And you're going to say anything you've lost, family members, all that stuff. He said you're going to receive 100-fold, just like Job. And receive 100-fold, man. So you're going to truly be blessed. So that's what we're fighting for, the first prize. To get that golden crown, that incorruptible crown. All these guys are fighting, tooth and nail to sell out for some fiat currencies, so some FRN notes, and some little Happy Meal toys. That's a consolation prize, man. That's a corruptible crown, you know. That's a sellout crown, man. There's no honor in being a sellout. You want to be known in the kingdom as a sellout of the Lord. People are looking at you like you're just a scum of the earth, man. You don't even deserve to be here. Even though all Israel is going to be blessed in the kingdom, but even within yourself, you're going to feel like you're going to be disgusted with yourself, man, because you got the crown of a sellout. You know, that's a corruptible crown, man. We want the incorruptible crown. You know, something that you've done with integrity and honor. That you lift up your head and be happy that you suffered for it, man. That's the type of crown we want. You know, and to be known for. That's the good name that you want to be known for. You don't want your name to be drug in the mud. It's not a good look, man. Sadiq and Assad in the car, they don't know who they're playing with, and it's gonna be, it's gonna be on there. The blood's in their hands, man. Just like Bishop Nate, the blood's in his hands, and General Yohana and the rest of them cats out there, man, that don't want to teach the truth, the whole truth. The blood's gonna be in your hands, man. The only person you can blame is yourself. You know? At the end of the day, the elect are the elect, and the ones that are undesirables are the undesirables. Really, it comes down to like predestination anyway. It's predestination, man. Because all this was, prophesied and made to come to pass, or spoken of before the earth even was made. This is all meant to play out the way it's supposed to play out. It's all predestination anyway, so everyone just has to play their lot in it, man. You know? But you're supposed to fight to stay on the right path, man. To do the right thing. You know? That's what it's about. Go ahead up.
I got something. This is Revelations chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Yeah, so the ones that the Lord is going to help in these last days are the men that's been sighing and crying for all the abominations that's done in the midst thereof. It's got the spiritual mark, the exemption from judgment, the Dawa, written off in their forehead, which includes the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The ones that's been confessing the name, and who's been breaking down the scriptures the right way. So it says that he that, keepeth my word unto the end. So the ones that have been keeping it to the doctrine and teaching the truth about what the mark of the beast is, saying it's the RFID hip, don't take it, those men are going to be protected. Even if they have to die in this truth, certain men are going to be beheaded, wherever. But not all of us. The Lord said we should not all sleep, meaning we're not all going to die. Certain brothers are going to be put to death, but we're not all going to die. There's going to be a lot of brothers getting delivered, man, getting beamed up into them ships. First hand and all that, So that's just a testimony to the elect that you got to hold on to this truth. You can't switch up the doctrine, man. You can't be wish-washy, man. 1 minute you're saying it's this, and next minute you're saying it's that. But you've got guys that's constantly throughout the years teaching madness, and it's just getting worse and worse as time's gone on. Now you've got a guy like Bishop Nate teaching the name of the Son of the Lord is Yahweh. So what's the Heavenly Father's name then? You're bugging out. You are bugging the fuck out, man. If the Son's name's Yahweh, what is the Heavenly Father's name? If thou can tell. It can't be two Yahwehs. What the hell are you doing, man? So that's how you know the Lord's not dealing with this guy. Because you know the name of the Lord is Yahweh Shai. But there's something about it where you refuse to push that name. Why? Because you sold out. You've been told not to push that name, man. Just like Comfy did. This Comfy, as I call him. He changed the name. You got Ricard from GOCC talking about, he changed the name many moons ago. He changed the name. He's been changing the name, man. And you got guys that's following their same suit. Now you got Hadiq and Assad in the car. They don't even mention the name in their sit-downs no more. So the Lord's stripping that name from them. They're going to start teaching the Most High and Christ blessed soon, if they're not already. So you got guys that's out here feigning the word of the Lord, man. They're playing games. These guys are going to be destroyed. If they don't repent, certain guys, they can't repent. They're going too far gone. They're going to be destroyed, man. and the blood's going to be upon your own head. But if you're teaching that the name of the Lord is Yahweh, the Lord's Son is Yahweh, so what is the Father's name, man? And what kind of games are you playing? Who are you fooling, man? Come on, man. Like, shit is crazy. Anyone got something to say, man? Because, man, it's crazy, man. Guys switching up the doctrine like it's a chessboard, like it's a jigsaw puzzle, man. Switching up everything every week. Waxing worse and worse. You guys are crazy, man. The apostles discovered that last week. And your classroom sit-downs, whatever you want to call it. IUIC in the classroom. And like, so we can only imagine what you're going to be teaching this week. But, you know, this is why you got to watch. The Lord said to scopeo these guys, man. Stay away from them. Because the simple were deceived by them, man. They deceive the heart, the simple and all that. The zombies out there. Like, this truth is a stumbling. If you're not part of the Lord's elect, that means this truth is a stumbling block onto you. So the Lord will send you stumbling block teachers as well. That ain't got the whole truth. You know, anyway, we're going to close up, man. Hopefully, brothers is edified with that. Give all praises and glory to Yahweh. Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, L'chakodash. Stay locked in with the news, man. Keep up to date. See what's going on next week, man. Abba Ratazar. And shalom to the hopeful and sincere elect.
That's right.